The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The NFL Combine is in the books, and 1 week from today, legal tampering gets underway. Are the Jets going to target Kyler Murray? We'll give you the latest on that and much more. Tanky V joins me. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Wish you could have been a Jet, Fernando.
Let's see what happens.
What's your message to the Jet fans in New York?
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Happy Monday. We are live and presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to everyone who joined us for our second annual Asmaniac Madness Bracket Reveal Show. We have a bracket, ladies and gentlemen, and you could fill out your bracket right now. The link is in the description to join the bracket pool. The link is in the live chat to join the bracket pool. Join by Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern, because that is when the play-in tournament kicks off. Carlos the Barber and Cash Money Mike in the morning. Man with the Jets tattoo and Leany in North Carolina Thursday afternoon. That's right. Asmaniac Madness is back. A tournament of champions unlike any other. Fill out your brackets. You have till Thursday. And again, top 3 prizes in the bracket pool this year feature a signed Nick Mangold jersey, a signed Darrelle Revis helmet, and a signed Wayne Corbett helmet. Good luck to everyone, and thanks to the best community in all of sports for making this happen. Other big announcement I want to hit right off the top of our show here. I am back from the Combine. The NFL Draft is upon us, April 23rd, and we're hosting a draft party in Pittsburgh. It is a free event. All you need to do is RSVP. Doors open at noon. We're going all night. The bar is going to stay open until the wee hours of the morning. So if you're going to the draft, it is down the street from where the draft is. I'll be there doing my show before the draft and then reacting to the Jets picks right after night 1 of the first round. So if you're in the area or you're making the trip to Pittsburgh, PA, make sure you RSVP to our gangrene takeover at McFadden's. We have more info to come, some players that could be joining us. It's going to be a lot of fun, but let's make sure you spread the word to any Jet fan you know making the trip to Pittsburgh for this year's NFL Draft. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. With that, we say hello to one of our favorites. He is the co-founder of U Stadium. He's part of the Gangs All Here podcast with the New York Post. It's our guy, Tanky V, Frankie V. Frankie Vitz joins us now. What's up, Frankie? How we feeling post-combine as the Jet offseason getting into full swing?
Well, Jake, like I was telling you, I came down with a little bit of food poisoning. I think it was food poisoning. It might have been a stomach bug. Who the hell knows? It might have been the norovirus. Apparently that's going around. But I was laid up all weekend, man, which was a good thing because I could just, watch these guys in shorts and felt a little weird after a while. I'm like, I'm spending like 12, 14 hours just watching these dudes running and doing drills. I'm like, maybe I should have more of a life. But yeah, no, it was a great combine, I think, overall. You did a great job, by the way. You did an awesome job. I watched all your content from start. No, seriously, you crushed it, man. Every year in Indies, you seem to just knock it out of the park. So shout outs to you, and you did a really good job.
You want to know why, though? It's because the Colts mascot didn't assault me this year, last year. And that happened when you were sitting next to me. You did nothing to defend me. This year, I was very confident because I didn't have to deal with any of that.
Brother, that Colts mascot gave me a little bit of a ringer in my neck there, man. He kind of hit me pretty hard. But yeah, no, Jake, it was pretty electric, man. You look at all the times, every positional group, basically, they had the fastest 40 times in history. These guys can move. And I think the assumption that this draft class was a bad one, I don't want to say it's a great one, but I think we could put it to rest that it's a bad draft class. I think there's a lot of talent in this draft There's players that didn't have the production in college that match the measurables necessarily, but you can find a lot of pieces to your team in this draft for sure. There's talent everywhere. This draft is all about talent. How you fit that talent is on you as a team. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to come April 23rd and 4th and 5th.
Well, it's interesting because it feels like people are saying it's a bad draft because of the lack of like high-end quarterbacks going early. But I mean, after what we saw over the weekend, there's some special talent, at least on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if you feel this way, but it feels like between the Ohio State players, Reese, Downs, and Styles, throw Bailey into the mix as well. You throw the running back Love in there as a supreme talent at a non-premium position. Like, it feels like those 5 guys in particular, those guys are special talents, and the testing back that up.
100%, man. 100%. I mean, if you look at what's basically being mocked right now in the top 10, there's just freakish athletes everywhere. Like you said, Reese, Bailey, Love, those guys just were off the charts. Sonny Styles, obviously, off the charts. Even Lemon didn't do the 40 and whatnot, but he did look really good on that gauntlet drill. Caleb Downs didn't work out, but you see what he does on tape, and he's obviously as athletic as they come for a safety. You just go down the list, man. Even some of these offensive linemen who really excited me. We're not in the best position to draft one per se. I know fans don't want to take one at 16, but if you're looking for a Spencer Fano at guard, or you're looking for a Vega Ioane or one of these guys can move, man. These guys, I mean, you saw what Monroe Freeling did in those drills, in the beginning, and that 40 time was just, for his size, it's electric. There's a lot to look forward to in this draft, and you can find talent everywhere. Look at Kenyon Sadiq, another player. Jet fans want him at 16, I've been hearing. He ran a 4.39. So
imagine they take him after 2 years of the Bauer debate, and then last year the Warren and Loveland debate.
Yeah, man, I'm not on that train, but it would be funny, right? Yeah, we had 2 years of wanting a tight end in the first round, and then we finally get one in the first round. Listen, I don't think it'd be an awful pick. The thing with Sadiq is you don't really know where he's going to play necessarily. He's on an inline tight end. He can block, but you might want to put him in that slot role. The Stowers kid is interesting from Vanderbilt if you're looking at a tight end, because that's a kid that kind of comps out to Colston Loveland. Bigger body, sort of slot wide receiver, but can play a little inline. But that position's changing a lot. You're looking at receivers that are tight ends now more than tight ends that could play receiver, which is interesting because a lot of these kids, when they're coming up in the system, Jake, they're wide receivers that convert to tight ends most of the time. So, yeah.
That's a really good point on that. A lot to get into from a Jet perspective. Let's start, though, with just the number 2 pick, Frankie. Then I want to get into the Kyler Murray rumors that are out there and get your thoughts on that. As far as pick 2, if I say to you right now, who's the Jet pick 2nd overall, your answer to that question is?
Who do I think it is? That would be Arvell Reese.
Who do you think it should be if it's not Arvell Reese?
I would take David Bailey. And I thought a lot about this, and I sort of mapped this out about why. And it came down to one thing. I know for a fact that David Bailey is going to be relentless getting to the quarterback as an edge rusher. What I mean by that is this. Arvell Reese is projected to play edge. When your first move doesn't work, how do you recover? Do you have pass rush moves? Have you developed that? Not yet. You're projecting he will. And Arvell has all the tools that could develop into that. But again, could. Is he going to, throughout the course of a game, get a little bit beat up and tired, dealing with tackles and pulling guards all day? I don't know. Or double teams, maybe not pulling guards, but double teams. I mean, chip blocks. I mean, how's he going to react? I know for a fact David Bailey, when the ball is hiked, won't stop until he gets home, no matter what. Now, I also broke this down in this regard, Jake. I know I always like talking about high floors, high ceilings. I'll break it down to you in this way. Arvell Reese has a higher ceiling as an edge than David Bailey, but David Bailey definitely has a higher floor. Might be in a minority that I think David Bailey has a very high ceiling also, but I can understand people saying this is a 12, 13 sack, 14 sack a year guy max, which is fine, by the way. But, Arvell could be like in that 16, 17 sack range, or Micah Parsons in terms of his disruption value. But I think David Bailey could get there too, just another way. I think he could be in that TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, Aiden Hutchinson kind of mold eventually, but he does it differently. That's my
Are you drafting the highest ceiling or the highest floor at pick 2? Because that feels like, from a wide lens take on the debate, that kind of feels like the argument for both sides. Like Reese, if he hits, 20 years old, superstar talent, just hasn't shown you as an edge rusher he could do all that because he hasn't been asked to do it. But that doesn't mean he can't do it. And Bailey, you're taking a guy who has a tremendous floor because he's been productive every year he's been college and has gotten better and better.
Yep. Yeah. What I would do, Jake, I think I would mix and match. So if I would think like if you're going to go David Bailey and get the highest floor pick at 2, then I would look at 16 getting a higher ceiling pick and vice versa. If you're going with Reese, it's a higher ceiling. Then I would look at 16, maybe with a higher floor pick, somebody that for a fact is going to be a starter on your team in 3 or 4 years. There is a world, and I'll give you a doomsday scenario for both. There's a world Arvell Reese doesn't really have a place at edge. They put him at off ball. He's Isaiah Simmons. You're not drafting that kid second overall. There's a world where David Bailey and some of this agility issues, the stiffness that he definitely has. I'm not going to sit here just because I love David Bailey and be blinded to the light and not be real. That he's a little stiff. Tackles get into him, latch onto him, and he's not as strong as maybe we thought he was. And he is a 8 to 10 sack a year guy, or maybe 8. And that's not worth second overall. So there's a world that's a reality. But then there's a world on the other side, which is more likely, I think, with Bailey as an edge, that he's a Nick Bonito kind of edge. He's somebody that, Jake, when I went back, or this weekend, because I was on the couch the whole damn weekend, when I was watching Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. I even put on some Lawrence Taylor tape just because I was bored. I had a lot of time on my hands. You know what? I noticed there's one common denominator with the best edge rushers, Bruce Smith, Javon Kirsch. I was putting all these guys on. They are relentless to the quarterback. You could knock them down. You could try to chip them. You can try to cut them. You could try to hold them. They don't care. They will do whatever is in their willpower on every snap to get to the quarterback. That's David Bailey to me. Reese does that in spurts, but he doesn't play edge enough, so I can't make it, I can't give you an assessment on him as an edge. But I would just rather take Bailey, in my opinion. But Reese, dude, what Reese did this weekend at the Combine and the way he looked, I mean, that's an athlete from another planet. I mean, that's what defensive coaches dream of. I just don't know the position he'll play. I would rather, if I was let's just say I had a defense and I had some quality edges or decent enough edges, I would put Reese as an off ball. I'd delay blitz him. I'd have him spy. I'd have him stop the run. I wouldn't want him to be an every down edge, in my opinion. But I get that he could transition into that. It's just, I think it's easier said than done to be a full-time edge for Reese.
Don't you think you got to look more than just at sack numbers or pass rush when we're talking pick 2? Like, to me, Reese might be the better all-around player. Like, because he can give you that flexibility and do so many things. He's already excelled as an elite linebacker. Like, if you're just drafting as a linebacker, he's going in the top 5 potentially off that.
Yeah.
The edge ability is what will get him in the top 2 if the Jets take him there. Don't you have to consider much more than just the pass rush ability when you're evaluating these players?
Yeah, you do. The thing is, though, your job really your job as a defense on a passing down is to do one of 2 things, right? Get an incompletion or sack the quarterback. Like, that's your job, or a turnover, obviously. But that there's what either it's a completion or you get to the quarterback. There's nothing more important in football than rushing off the edge for a defensive lineman. And I don't see any value. I see much more value in a player rushing than spying the quarterback in that spot. Jake, when the ball is hiked on 3rd and 8 or 2nd and 12, he can only do one thing. He's not going to be in coverage and rush the quarterback. He's not going to be a spy. So, like, to me, it's more valuable in football just having someone that every down is trying to get after the quarterback. Now, I'll say this with Bailey. It hurts him sometimes because he does get too much upfield and he does leave some lanes and gaps that quarterbacks run into or delayed handoffs and stuff that kind of screw him because he does play that very aggressively. I'll say that. But Reese, it's more valuable, I think, having someone that Bailey every down or every passing down is getting after the quarterback than somebody that a third of the time will rush, a third of the time will be in coverage, another third of the time will be a spy or a delayed blitzer. I find more value in just the guy that's just getting after the quarterback every time.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Tanky V with us. We'll get back to the draft conversation in just a bit because we got to talk about Ty Simpson and whether or not he should be in play for the Jets at pick 16. But a reminder, we have a new set of raffle prizes on the show this week. A lot of you requested more Curtis Martin signed items, so here's another opportunity to win that. A signed Curtis Martin jersey, prize 1. Signed Darrelle Revis helmet, prize 2. And a signed Chad Pennington helmet, prize number 3. Gift a membership or send in a $10 super chat for your chance to enter. And let's do a giveaway at the end of this very show. That's right. In honor of the NFL Combine being in the books and the Jets looking to draft their next hopeful franchise legend, we are going to be raffling away at the end of the show a Jets Legends jersey. You pick the player: Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Wayne Corbett, Curtis Martin, Nick Mangold, Darrelle Revis, or Keyshawn Johnson. Those are your choices. Make sure you gift a channel membership for your chance to win that. All right, let's talk Kyler Murray now. And this was from Matt Berry of NBC. He said this in part of a video where he discussed some of the things he heard from talking with people around the league while at the NFL Combine in Indy.
All right, so I'm at the NFL Combine, and you know what happens at the NFL Combine? Rumors. Look, I'm not a journalist. I'm not reporting this as news. I'm just telling you, you go out late at night at bars, you hear a bunch of stuff, and some of the rumors I've heard about quarterbacks are fascinating. I heard that Kyler Murray, not on Minnesota's radar, really. Wouldn't be surprised to see him in the Jets. That's one that I keep hearing a decent amount. Kyler Murray to the Jets.
Kyler Murray to the Jets. Now, it looks like, based on the reporting that's out there, he's going to be cut. So it's not going to cost the Jets any draft capital. We talked about this last week on the show. The structure of his contract basically makes it so the Cardinals have no choice but to release him. So if you can get Kyler Murray, and let's say it's not going to cost you a ton because Arizona is paying him to essentially not play, your thoughts on him as a potential option for the Jets?
I would only make him an option under one circumstance. He is not going to be the clear-cut starter. If you want to bring in Kyler Murray to compete for the job, that's the only way. And in that time that he's competing, if you're in the coaching room, I'd want to see, is he putting the time in? Is he grinding? Is he the first guy in and last guy out? Is he proving the things that are apparently negatives on Kyler Murray's resume in terms of him not caring about football? Is he overcoming those things? Is he showing that he's a changed man? If you bring him in and he's not a changed man, he's your backup quarterback all year. I would only bring him in under the pretense, Jake, that he's going to compete for the job. I would not bring him in like we did with Justin Fields last year and say, oh, this is your job and do what you can with it.
He's never been coached up properly, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
That's Aaron Glenn's line to the media.
That's the only way, though, Jake.
I agree. Look, again, there's no perfect option. So you throw a name out there and half the chat's like, oh, and it's like you throw another name and the other half is like, oh, like there's no good name. That's the bottom line. Kyler Murray, at his best, might be the guy with the highest ceiling. I agree with you, though. He should not just be handed the starting job. Aaron Glenn's preached competition. Well, then you can't just anoint Justin Fields the starter with no competition. Bring in Murray and someone else and let him have a legit competition. And you basically would be able to get Murray for what is essentially the minimum. He's going to be released. Like, he's going to be one of those quarterbacks that we've seen the last couple of years that is basically playing for nothing on the team that signs them. So if it's that, I'll be at least open to it. But again, it feels like Kyler Murray would be the opposite of what Frank Reich ideally wants in his QBs. And it feels like the opposite of what Aaron Glenn would even want, right? Aaron Glenn's always talking about the team and discipline and being all in. And, if you're not all in on being a teammate, you're not going to be here. And you're going to bring in a guy whose organization had to put a clause in his extension that he had to study. You're going to bring in a guy who the organization benched when he was healthy at the end of the year to play Jacoby Brissett. Like, they were so done with him in Arizona. And I get it. Sometimes QBs, as we've seen, need a change of scenery. But I'd be very hesitant of just bringing in Kyler and being like, all right, we're set at the position. Now we're good to go. Because even if he plays well, he's a huge injury liability. He's been hurt a lot in his career.
Yeah, no, he has. He has. Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I think Kyler has to understand that too, coming in, obviously. You're not the starter. If you want to come here, we'll sign you or we'll bring you in, under these terms, and you're going to have to compete for the job. This is not your job. And he might not want to do that. So that might be an easy conversation. You might propose that, and he's like, I'm good, guys. All right, great. See ya. The thing with Kyler, Kyler had a year that I don't know if I had him in fantasy football or someone I didn't like in our league had him, but I remember one year, I think it was 2020, Kyler Murray had like one of the best years ever for a quarterback in fantasy. Right? He had like almost 4,000 yards passing. He had over 800 rushing yards and a ton of touchdowns. I mean, I just remember that year, and I was following a lot of the Cardinals games that year. And listen, Kyler Murray can play football. Kyler Murray, when Kyler Murray's on and Kyler Murray is feeling it, good luck opposing defenses. I mean, he's the definition of a dual threat quarterback. He really is. And he's got a cannon. There's a reason he was a first overall pick. But again, he's got to reinvent himself. He's got to remotivate himself. If he doesn't become a new person in New York or wherever he's going to go, you're never going to get the full squeeze. You're just not. So I'm not as anti Kyler Murray as everybody else is. Like, he's some cancer. Like, it's like you're bringing in like the, a TO 2.0 or something in this locker room. Like, no, he's not. I don't think he's not like that, in my opinion, based on what I've heard and seen. But there is a lot of concern about him caring about football. There is. So if he doesn't prove that he cares about football in this competition he's in, you keep him as a backup. But yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of spots that are going to be in on him, it doesn't look like. Because one of these teams out there is going to sign Malik Willis. Someone's going to draft the Raiders are going to draft Mendoza at 1. Like, you kind of go through it here. If Minnesota apparently as of now is not interested, it's going to be tough to find an exact landing spot for him. The Jets or the Dolphins might make the most sense if he costs nothing, but we'll see if they're even interested in him. Your guy
the
Brian
Dolphins are big. The Dolphins are rumored big team on him potentially.
So I just saw this. Brian Costello says the Jets are not going to be pursuing Kirk Cousins. I actually had heard something similar, but not enough to go with it on the air. But now that Kaz is saying it's not true, I could kind of back that up, that the Jets don't want to sign a 38-year-old quarterback on the MetLife turf playing in the cold, basically. And that was their position on it. And also, I maybe the Jets are just getting out in front of it, because I don't know if Kirk Cousins would want them. He spurned them in 2018. And again, for the same reasons the Jets maybe don't want him. Does Kirk Cousins want to deal with the New York media? Does he want to deal with the turf? Does he want to deal with everything that comes with playing in New York, playing outdoors? He's played in a dome for the last decade plus of his career.
Yeah. The Kirk Cousins thing, I mean, it sounded good at a point. He had some, highs this season, Kirk, where he looked like the old Kirk Cousins. But I also, Jake, there's no way Kirk Cousins, like you're just alluding to, there's no way he's going to stay healthy 17 games at MetLife Stadium. Let's be honest. He could barely stay healthy wherever he goes. Yeah, he could come in for 5-6 games and have a 3-game stretch where he looks like the old Kirk Cousins, but you can't depend on that moving forward. There's no way. So yeah, that never made sense to me. I wanted it to make sense. I wanted to believe in it and think it's a reality, just because I like Kirk, especially for a young quarterback. If he stays for a year or two, he might be able to, give some tidbits to a young guy back there. But yeah, it's not going to happen.
Get ready for like an Andy Dalton trade, and then like signing.
Yeah, that's a hot name that I've been hearing a little bit too.
Like, think about it. Frank Reich knows Dalton. You have an opportunity to bring in a guy who could just run a conventional offense. He's not going to be offended if they play a rookie late in the year, if they did draft Ty at some point or took someone on day 2 like Aller or who knows, Taylor Green, the Jets have met with at all these events so far. I mean, the options just aren't great. I do expect them to have 2 vets and a rookie when we get to OTAs in May. That's my expectation. And whether that be, they're trading for Tanner McKee and signing someone, or they're just signing 2 guys, or it's they trade for Brissett and sign Mariota and then draft someone. I think we're going to be looking at 2 vets and a rookie in May when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Jake, I also think there's a name. Malik Willis is a real name out there. I know he's going to demand a big contract potentially. You're looking at like a $33 million a year kind of deal there.
I just can't picture him being a Jet, but I guess we got to consider him.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I was talking to somebody, him playing in Green Bay, him playing in the cold. He's played in the cold before. Playing in New York wouldn't be that different, obviously. They were
6
making
career starts, 1 this past year. And you're going to give that guy $30 million a year?
I'm not, but I'm telling you, they're going to knock on those doors. They kind of have no choice. Someone did make a good point. What's the point of going with Malik Willis when you could just bring in Marcus Mariota at this point? Like, what's the difference? But there is that unknown variable, which... Well,
Chris Sims thinks he's going to be a superstar. He told me that on my show.
Yeah, I was watching that. That was a great interview, by the way. But how can you say that? Listen, people have their own opinions on stuff, and there's people that know a lot more about quarterbacks than I do. So I'm not here saying like I'm the end all be all, but there's no way. I looked at a lot of Malik Willis's tape last year. I mean, he had flashes where he's a big play guy. Like if it's a 3rd and 13 and you think the play's over and there's nothing there, he'll still move around. He'll buy some time and he'll find someone for 40 yards down the field. He can make big plays. It's the consistency with him. It's the it's the tempo and how he runs an offense that to me never really makes sense. Yeah, he makes the big plays, but is he throwing that out on 1st and 10? Like that's picking you up an easy 8 yards to start a drive? Is he doing that over and over again? Is he finding your 3rd read? I mean, that's the stuff that people don't talk about enough. They always go to like with Joe Milton. It's all these big plays. Yeah, of course he's making big plays. That's why he's in the NFL. But what else is he doing to run an offense? What is he doing on 1st down? What is he doing on 2nd and 3? Is he audibling correctly? Is he switching from a run to a play action and then finding a tight end on a leak? I mean, like, there's a lot more to quarterback than just the big plays. I'll say this, though. Malik Willis, to his credit, he does make a lot of big plays, and he does have a sense of how to run an offense, but there's not enough proof in the pudding to say he's going to be a superstar, man.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Again, we're talking with Frankie V from U Stadium. We're going to raffle away a Jets jersey at the end of the show. You pick the player you wanted in. Reminder to fill out your ASMANIAC Madness bracket. The link is in the description. I've been posting it in the live chat. Almost 100 people that have signed up so far. It's free, and it gets you an opportunity to follow along in the greatest tournament in all of sports, the 2nd annual ASMANIAC Madness event. Ladies and gentlemen, some super chats. Kevin checks in. Will Mailemon's dance interview affect his stock? Did you see some of his podium answers? People were going nuts about it online.
I was going to come in and do it to you today. I was going to be like, I don't think that did. Listen, I don't know if the reports are true.
I hope it did. I hope he falls right to 16.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I heard it did a lot, actually. No, but
just like I hope Fernando Mendoza gets arrested and the Jets can take him 2nd overall.
That was so stupid. No, I don't think it did. But I think the in-person stuff that I don't know who the former player is. This guy tweets us up a storm, the former Buccaneers guy. What's his name? Braden something. He was a defensive tackle. I should know his name, but I can never pronounce this guy's name. He was saying that he's heard from scouts that Mailemon was not doing well in interviews with teams, and they were like shocked at some of the answers and how unprepared he was.
Who said this?
If you look online, it's a former, here, I'll find it. He's a former Buccaneer. Braden Fehoko. So he tweets up a lot. And he was basically saying, he tweeted yesterday, what did he?
That he had bad interviews?
Yeah, I talked to a scout just now who said he didn't know what Mailemon's motive was behind his combine interviews, but whoever advised the kid needs to be fired absolutely bombed it word for word. And he was a former defensive tackle in the NFL. He went to LSU. I don't know. He also, ironically or coincidentally, a few weeks ago, tweeted that he thinks Mailemon's an overrated prospect. So there might be something there. Yeah, exactly. So you always got to look at that. But I like Mailemon. He's my third wide receiver in this class, but I really like him.
I'd take him. You're there at 16.
So
I'm taking him.
Absolutely.
Big fella, the first to enter today's raffle. He is in for 2. Did Kyler torch the Lions when Glenn was there? Seems like a prerequisite for the job. Also, I want 0 to do with Mailemon. Gives me Jamal Adams personality vibes. Can't see Glenn taking him. Well, hopefully Muji would then overrule him and be like, man, put on the tape. As far as did Kyler torch the Lions, the opposite actually happened. One of the Lions' best defensive performances while Glenn was there was against the Cardinals. In fact, when Glenn was a guest on the Pivot podcast in 2022, he brought up the game against the Cardinals where the Lions defense, even though the Lions at the time only had 1 win, one of their bigger upset wins was when they beat the 10-4 Cardinals that season in 2021. This was Glenn on the Pivot podcast then.
I remember the Arizona game is probably our best game of the year, right? Defensively, man, we went after them, right? I mean, I called cover 0 more than I've ever called in my life because, listen, Kyle, I'm finna go at you, bro.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just telling you.
Well, we know he's not studying anyway, so.
4 hours a week.
No doubt. That's a whole nother side.
Glenn laughing at Kyler not studying. I mean, come on. If the Jets sign Kyler, doesn't that feel like other powers are involved in that decision?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll say this. We always talk about the prototype of Frank Reich being, 6'3", 6'4". Remember, he did draft Bryce Young first overall.
What if you believe that? That was ownership driven. He wanted CJ Stroud.
That is apparently what's out there. Yeah. I don't know if I believe that, but that's a convenient point after year 1.
Right.
But,
you never know.
You never know.
But just both Saleh and Douglas have each blamed the other for the Zach Wilson pick. No, we wanted to stick with Sam, and then it's like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Snowman says, "What's up, Jake? First time here in a while. Love your content. Thank you, Snowman Multimedia. Welcome back. Hit that like button. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Tanky V with us. Make sure you guys RSVP to our draft party in Pittsburgh, PA."
Draft Day 2026 live from Pittsburgh. Jets Nation on the clock. Gangrene take Fat McFadden's day and night draft party hosted by the Jake Asman Show.
Thursday, April 23rd, doors open at noon.
Let's go! Yeah!
RSVP if you're coming to Pittsburgh for our Gangrene takeover. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. All right, Mr. Frankie V. At pick number 2, we talked about the edge options. I'm going to throw a wild card out there. Sonny Styles, after the way he tested, is he in the conversation at 2? Like I've seen Daniel Jeremiah mention, Todd McShay wrote about it in his newsletter this morning. It still feels likely they're going to go edge. But did Sonny Styles do enough, in your opinion, to at least warrant the conversation at pick 2?
Definitely to warrant the conversation, Jake. 1,000%. But getting a linebacker at 2, that's a stretch, man. You better be Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher-ish, or else I'm not even entertaining the idea there. They are saying that Sonny can potentially play a little bit of edge, too. The same conversations they're having, ironically, with Arvell Reese, who played next to, they're having with him now. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, those measurables are off the charts. They don't make any sense. Then you saw his brother also, what he ran. I mean, there's something in that DNA there that's like just different. That kid's going to be a stud in the NFL. I think he's got to put on a little bit of weight. I looked at his tape. There's a little bit desired in terms of blowing things up in the backfield, taking on blockers. That'll come though. He's a natural athlete. He'll figure it out. But you're looking at it like, I think when Tennessee gets there and Robert Saleh sees what he saw in Fred Warner and what he knows defensively, I think whoever is the odd one out of that Bailey Reese conversation, I think it's possible Sonny Styles goes over one of those two to Saleh in Tennessee potentially. That'll be a conversation they're going to have. They did just get an edge with Jermaine, so maybe I think they'll take Reese if he's there, but let's say we take Reese. I think Bailey and Styles at 4 to Tennessee. I think they may take Styles over Bailey because they have, so I think Styles put himself probably in that top 5 range, definitely within the top 6 or 7 picks. He may even go 3rd to Arizona. They have a few linebackers there, but they're not great. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's just these guys were jumping out. They were jumping off the field there, man, running 4.4s, and I mean, it's. I've never seen a combine like this, Jake. I'm telling you, I've watched the combine for 10 years now, 15 years. I've never seen guys that are putting up numbers like this. It's every group was first, fastest ever, first.
He might be the best player in the draft.
Overall. Yeah, he might be. He's still playing the draft that has no weaknesses. The other things with Sonny Styles that's great that I didn't bring up. He's awesome in coverage. And if you look at linebackers, usually you can't depend on them to play in coverage. I think you could put Sonny Styles as a nickel corner and he'll get away with it. You could put Sonny Styles at safety, he'll get away with it. Put him at edge, he'll get away with it.
I need the Jets to trade out of 2 badly so we could actually do this properly. You know what I mean? Because that's the best way to still get Styles, if you could find someone that needs an edge and wants to move up to 2.
If somebody wants to give us a 3rd round pick in this draft, because I think this 3rd round is going to have some interesting players. If someone wants to give us a 3rd round and we move from 2 to 6 with Cleveland, let's say, Cleveland wants to jump up to make sure the Giants don't take Carnell Tate. They take Tate at 2. We take Styles at 6. We have a 3rd rounder. I don't hate it.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. This one is from UKNY Adam. What's up, Adam? Good to have you back watching the show. I cannot get past the feeling Jets are taking Reese and Simpson 2 and 16. For me, I'm going Bailey and Lemon. I still think Lemon is wide receiver 1 in this draft. I hope Lemon's there at 16. I'd love for the Jets to take him. Let's get into the Ty Simpson conversation now because our super chat there from Adam kind of segues it perfectly. After hearing Ty Simpson do this,
AETS, Jets.
How badly do you want the New York Jets to take Ty?
You know what? I didn't want the Jets to take Ty Simpson at all, but after hearing that, I'm sort of starting to think about it a little bit more. I'll say that. I'm not even joking, dude. Like, I like his personality. He's cool, man. And it was cool that he knew the Jets chant. I know how corny that sounds, but I like that. We're Jet fans, man. We like that stuff. So listen, 16's too rich, man. It's a little too rich. But I'll say this: he threw the hell out of the ball yesterday. I don't think it was perfect, but he had a good day, and
he's healthy. That's the biggest thing.
Totally. Yeah.
He said he was 190 towards the end of the college season, and now he is back to like 215. Healthy as an ox is what he told Pro Football Talk.
That's a good way to describe it. I'll say this: the Jets just don't try to force anything at quarterback when you have 3 first-rounders next year, man. There's no point. If he falls to you at 33, or let's say he gets to 30 and you want to trade up with Denver a few spots, or you want to trade up with Seattle at 32 to get that 5th-year option, you just want to flip. Yeah, that I would consider that, but don't force the card there with Ty. It's just it's not something we need to do right now. It's just not. If he's there at 33, though, Jake, it's conversation needs to be had. I personally wouldn't at 33. I would at 44. 44, I'm taking him if he's.
I'm
there.
okay with it at 33 because 33, okay. It's like you're not. Yeah. You could still take someone next year, and you can move on from Ty at 16. Yeah. I don't know. Like that's still a huge investment. At 2, you can't do it. 16, I wouldn't. The earliest I would take him would be pick 33.
Yeah. 33, I'd have a convo. It obviously depends who's on the board. If you have a stack of 5 guys on the board at 33 that you feel are in the same range, that you feel one of them will fall to 44, then take Ty. But Jake, if you have, I don't know, if you have a prospect you really like, let's say you have this Anthony Hill Jr. kid or CJ Allen at linebacker, and you really want to team Jamie and Sherwood up with a really good linebacker next to him, and you know at 33 that if you don't take him, he's not going to be there at 44 and Ty's on the board, take just the guy that you need to fill a hole right now. You know what I mean? But if they're both off and you got, cluster of 4 or 5 guys and you're like, all right, I'll take Ty at 33. And then hopefully one of them falls to 44.
We got to see what the quarterback room looks like by the time we get to the draft as well.
Yeah.
Right. Because if they sign Malik Willis, you're not taking Ty Simpson. If they obviously have Marcus Mariota and Tyrod Taylor, and I'll just use Tyrod as the placeholder, but someone of that ilk as like the 2 vets, then I think Ty is squarely in play.
I agree 100%. Yep. Yeah.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Raffle at the end of the show. For those of you who want to enter, make sure you get the membership and you will qualify. We are presented today by Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're getting older, if hangovers are now hitting you, well, let me tell you all about Cheers Restore. Cheers is not just about dehydration. It's going to help your brain and your liver recover. Cheers is a dual action after alcohol aid designed to support you after a night out of drinking. It was created by a Princeton student after researching a compound called DHM that showed powerful alcohol-related effects in the brain and liver. You've seen it on Shark Tank. It's sold in over 30,000 stores like CVS, Walgreens, 7-Eleven. They've sold over 50 million doses. It has thousands of top reviews. It's also backed by doctors, so you want to check it out for yourself. Go to the website, cheershealth.com. Code ASMA will get you 20% off your entire order. The premise is easy. You just take 3 capsules after your last drink or right before you go to bed, and you will feel 50% better the next day or your money back. Again, cheershealth.com, code ASMAN, and get yourself a discount, 20% off your entire order. Cheershealth.com, code ASMAN. And after your purchase, make sure to tell them the Jake Asman Show sent you. We'll get your calls coming up with Tanky V. Ladies and gentlemen, up first on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is...
Welcome the revolution, the new and improved lightning behind that background. And it's beautiful because why? A revolution is formed. And you know what Sunday is? My birthday, baby boy.
Oh, wow. Happy early birthday, man.
42. Feels king. But you know what I'm also reviewing right now? Probably one of the greatest pay-per-views in all of sports. Let's see if anyone remembers the great
We can't see anything you're holding because your fake background looks terrible.
What that was WrestleMania 3, the greatest pay-per-view that was ever produced in 1987 in front of 93,173 fans at the Pawnee.
Hey, what does this have to do with the Jets apparently being interested with Kyler Murray?
Kyle Murray's a joke. I'm sorry the guy is not qualified. He doesn't fit. He's too small. He's too playable, and I think if Olympic dwarf tossing would be a lot easier for him, I think he fit best for Olympic dwarf tossing. But we need bigger boys and with a bigger attitude. We don't. This is all goddamn muscle right here. Stringing the cheese. Woo! You glove sucking douchebag.
Let's hear it go
I got gas right now.
Thank you very much for that one, Beast.
I love how we gave the exact amount of people in attendance. Did you hear that? 93,000, like to the person.
Frankie, what's your take on the number 1 seeds in Asmaniac Madness? Kyle Clifton, nice. Beast Breaker, Gary 3D Boxing, and Charles Gorman are the number 1 seeds this year.
Oh, wow. All right. Let me see this real quick. All right, Gary's a lock for the Final Four. Easy.
He might be in the toughest region. You got him. You got Dave Brigga, Chuck Wagon, Black Gypsy, the Champ, Bonesy's in
Gary
there.
might play Amanda, right? Don't they have a little beef on the show? So
A little second round matchup potentially.
Like a second rounder. Yeah. All right. That's gonna be. Oh wow! If Beast and the big fella meet, Beast will have some issues though getting through it, man. Because he'll have a little bit of a meltdown, and like he did last year. You know what he was upset last year, wasn't he? Wasn't that like a big upset or something? Or recall. But,
Beast was knocked out by one punch Dave Brigga, 15
right.
beat it too.
That's right. I don't know how I remember that. That was no,
ladies and gentlemen.
When does it start?
Thursday, playing games, man. We got to get the field of 68 down to 64. Carlos and Cash Money Mike on the morning show. And then afternoon features Jets Carl, man with the Jets tattoo, and Leany.
Nice.
I'll send you the link, Mr. Frankie. You can fill out a bracket.
I'm in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike DeRamo is the first to gift today. He is in the Asmaniac raffle for 5.
So Daniel Jeremiah's top 50 prospects as Aaron Glenn looks on for the Jets.
Bryce, superpowers, sleeping. Aaron, wake up!
Fernando Mendoza 1. Jeremiah Love, who we'll also see on Saturday here on NFL Network.
Your take on Sleepgate while we're on the topic here.
You know, my take is this: when this whole Aaron Glenn experience is all said and done, there will be a lot of content coming out of this is what we had to deal with camp for a few years. Like there'll be a lot of stuff. You see stuff now with Adam Gase, and we see code type memes. There's a lot to work with here, you know?
The fact that we had the superpower quote and then him falling asleep at the combine over like a 2.5 day span is truly amazing.
Play call is my superpower, really.
They're two opposite spectrums too. Someone with superpowers and someone sleeping. Can you get more opposite than that? You know, Jake?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
To me, the superpower comment's a way bigger deal because now it's like, dude, you better have this defense humming. Otherwise, like you're just setting yourself up to get fired easier if you're gonna make bold claims when you really only had one good year in Detroit when you had a top 10 defense. They were 8th in defensive EPAs last year there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I went through all the Lions film. I didn't, but I don't remember him defensively doing anything that was so unique that I would come out and say that, you know, play calling is my superpower. It's not like he's doing like anything unique with like delayed blitzing or I don't know. He's like Dick LeBeau or something that like reinvented anything. I don't know. Maybe he knows more than I do. I don't know. Maybe he knows more than us, Jake. Maybe he'll show us something this year. But yeah, the sleeping thing, I was okay with it. Whatever. It's embarrassing. Again, it's just embarrassing for the fans. It's embarrassing for us. Like it's just it's embarrassing, but it's for his sake. It's not that big of a deal. He's an old. I said this too, Jake. He's older, man. He's an older guy. Yeah. When you get your remember your pops are in his mid 50s, again 60s. They'll snooze off every once in a while.
That was a Steve Asman nap if I've ever seen one. Resting the eyes. I've seen my dad fall asleep at his desk like that.
All right, yeah, that's what happens when you start getting.
My dad's not an NFL head coach though, so that could be a problem.
I will say, dude, Glenn does exert a lot of energy, man. Like you remember those clips, the Jets sideline clips and whatever shows that they did from one Jets drive. Like he's super jacked up, like always doing stuff. I mean, like he's probably just he's getting older, man. I mean,
Gator says, "F you, Frankie. He's 50s is not old."
He's 54, Gator. So if you're 50, you're not there yet. But I'm 54, 55. Things are starting to turn a little bit there, just a little bit.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Mike DeRamo with an Asmaniac super chat. When you become a channel member, you get a free one every month. Thank you, Michael. By the way, Mike DeRamo is the man who designed our Asmaniac Madness trophy. I got my little Asmaniac Madness display in front of me. Make sure you guys fill out your brackets here. You have till Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern to do so. He writes in, Glenn looked like me in hour 4 of a 90-minute meeting. We've all been there, man.
I just don't know, like, wasn't it weird they put the camera person clearly didn't know, I assume, that he had his eyes closed, right? I mean, why would you put what you're going as a camera? I mean, I'm not a camera person. I don't know anything, but I assume before you would know this, Jake, before you zoom in on someone or you're going to someone, don't you know what you're going into? Like
maybe they thought he was looking down.
Yeah, they probably did. Yeah, that's what I mean, it sucks for him. I feel bad for him, kind of. Last thing he wants to deal with is, I mean, from his perspective too, not to overthink into this, but imagine him going to see Woody Johnson. Like, what is Woody thinking? Like, the heck's this guy doing?
Someone texted me with the Jets, like my clip of it, and didn't write a comment. I go, "Were you the one that woke him up in the box?" And this person wrote, "No," and I go, "That's freaking hilarious." Because someone clearly said, "Hey, Aaron, you're on TV. Like, look up." Because he had that look of like, "Ooh," when you get startled after you dozed off. Gator writes in, "I'm older than Glenn and not the head coach of the worst team in the NFL. My job on the line, evaluating future talent that will save the franchise. Wake the F up, salsa dance man."
Well, Gator, I'll say this. I don't know whatever you do for the Jake Asman show, you do a lot. Whatever you do a lot better of a job than what Aaron Glenn does. I can confidently say that from all the clips. So.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Dylan writes in, "I think they put the camera on him because Bailey was about to run and the Jets are linked to him. And to stoke. I believe it's Stoke, right? And to stoke the LOO Jets flames." Yeah, that's probably part of it.
Yeah, I mean they live off of that, man. I mean, it is what it is. I'm still waiting for the when you think the Athletic hit piece is coming out. We're overdue a few weeks already. I'm getting a little.
We made it into March now, so
yeah, we're in the clear. It came out the end of February last year.
We had the combine though, so an opportunity for people to run their mouths that were fired by the Jets. All these assistants trying to latch on to other teams. That's where the sources will be coming from.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
We'll see. We will see.
Listen, I'll say this, man. With this draft specifically, though, I came out of this weekend. My research is, I don't know, 80% done. Man, Jake, 2, 16, 33, 44, 103. You can get some good players, man. You can get some really good players. And there's no past drafts, I would say 103 or 44. Take it or leave it. No, not take it or leave it. Like, you got to get a quality guy at 44. I don't care. If you have to just stabilize things and get high floor picks all over the place, stabilize things, I'm fine with that. We cannot have our first 4 picks of this draft, 5 picks. And I would actually trade up if you can in this 3rd round, but that's another conversation. You cannot. You got to nail on 70% of these picks in this draft that are starting for you in 2 years. That's just a fact. There is no excuses. There's not.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
We got ourselves a trade. The Lions are sending running back David Montgomery to the Texans, according to Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network. I think this simply came down to the fact they got Jahmyr Gibbs, who they're going to try and pay. You know, you got an all-pro running back. You want to feature him as much as possible. I don't know what Montgomery's contract situation was, but the Texans, they needed a Joe Mixon replacement who didn't play for them at all this year. They needed a true running back in that room, and now they got David Montgomery.
Yeah. Texans are busy, man. They traded their tackle. Yeah. I mean, listen, they needed a running back. They've been rumored to be in that market in this draft too. I know that Mel Kiper had them taking one of my favorite players in this draft, Jadarian Price. So that probably is not going to happen anymore, I would say. So yeah, I mean, they need a running back. Makes sense.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. A little breaking news reaction here as the Lions are trading David Montgomery to the Texans for a 5th round pick. We have some reporting on Breece Hall that we have mentioned. The Jets and Breece still having talks on getting a deal done. And look, the deadline for the franchise tag is tomorrow, I believe, at 4 Eastern, Frankie. So the Jets have till tomorrow at 4 to either get a deal done with Breece or they are going to use the transition tag, seemingly, not the franchise tag. Reports are saying the transition tag is more likely at this point than the franchise tag. I personally believe that's a mistake, because that means a team could offer a contract to Breece that could price out the Jets. Unless the Jets are saying, no matter what, we're going to keep you, then that's different. But I don't have that information. I'd rather just give Breece to the extra $3 million on the franchise tag and know I have him for a year.
The thing is, though, Jake, I'm sure you know this, but if they were to do that, it leaves a bad taste in the running back's mouth. You know, you basically handcuff them. I always
Which one?
The non-exclusive franchise tag.
Well, I hope they just get a 3-year deal done with him. Just keep him. Make it so we don't have to deal with Mopey Breece.
I would almost rather do that than give him the non-exclusive. Let me tell you why. First of all, this is my opinion. The non-exclusive tag is a tag that if another team wants to sign you, they'd have to give up 2 first-round picks. What team is going to give up 2 first-round picks for a running back? A team wouldn't give you 2 first-round picks to sign a running back for $0. So the non-exclusive tag was really meant for quarterbacks. That was what it was meant for. Now, with that said, I'm with you, but when you tell Breece you're not going to be able to get a long-term deal because obviously a team won't give up 2 first-rounders, we're going to handcuff you for 14 and change versus the exclusive tag, which would give him a few extra $1 million or $1.5 million more. So you're saving $1.5 million. It starts fracturing the relationship a little bit, Jake. I'm with you from a business perspective. That's a better move than letting him seek another deal with the transition tag. But the Giants did it with Saquon. They gave him the non-exclusive tag, and that was his last year. So I just think the transition tag, at least, and Kaz mentioned this on our pod last show, was like, let other teams do the work. And then whatever he feels like his best, it's in everyone's best interest. Go out there, talk to teams, let them do the work, put together a deal, come to us with that deal on paper and say, here, this is what it is.
Well, it hurts your leverage from this standpoint. If you're Breece's agent, you're going to the Jets and saying, my client's not taking a dime less than the 11.3 million AAV because that's what the transition tag salary would be if no team makes an offer to Breece.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, listen, Breece's market, in my opinion, it's around 3 years, 32 million, 33. So you're talking somewhere around the transition tag.
3 years, 33 million is what I'd offer him.
That's what I would offer him too. Totally. That's exactly my deal, actually. Literally, you spot on. Yeah. But, at least with the transition tag, what do you think another team, what's the max offer a team would give Breece if you had to project out? Maybe a team would give him 4 years, 42 million. Maybe they'd give him an extra $1 million a year and then give him the extra year. That might work. Would you then match that 4 years, 42? I think that could be realistic in a way. Like a team just throws another year on, gives them $1 million each year. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's what we're kind of talking here. But I really do believe, Jake, knowing some of the stuff with Breece, I think if you non-exclusive him, I don't know how motivated he'll be throughout the season. I hate thinking like that. I hate even bringing it up, but I don't know, man. Running backs, they know what their shelf life is. He's had injuries. He's been on this losing team for how long? I mean,
No, I mean, look, if he's just going to be mopey and pissed off and whatnot, like, I don't want to deal with that either. That's why I prefer to get a deal done.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they owe it to the guy to a degree. They do. I mean,
it's not a huge commitment for a team.
Yeah.
You have a lot of money. Like, it's not a huge commitment to keep a guy who's a good player. We debate how good. I think if Breece went to the Chiefs, he'd be a top 5 running back in the league, for example, or the Ravens. I just think keep them. You don't have enough good players in this team. Keep the good ones you have.
I agree. Yeah, and you're not going to find a running back in the next couple of years anyway.
My good friend Mike Washington, though, the only guest we had on at the Combine or at the Senior Bowl, because the Senior Bowl PR was a disaster. He had a great Combine.
Was it? What happened?
Well, we were promised Nussmeier and all these prospects, and then we show up at like 6 a.m. to set everything up. They had no organization. None of the prospects were there when they were supposed to be. We ended up getting one interview, Mike Washington.
Wow.
Who had a great Combine for what it's worth. I hope he ends up being a Jet. That'd be a funny full circle story.
Yeah, that would. Yeah. He did have a really good Combine. Yeah, Jake, Breece Hall at this point, listen, the Jets just have to sit him down. And I said this last year, literally verbatim. I said the same thing. Sit him down and ask what his commitment value is to this team. How committed are you to being here? If you don't want to be here, listen, go and see what you can get on the market. We want you here for one more year. And listen, under the transition tag and the non-exclusive, you can work out a long-term deal also. So it's not like you have to just keep him for the year and that's it, and then do it again in the next offseason. No, you could work out a deal mid-season. So I mean, it just buys you a little bit more time. But running backs, they don't know if that next hit's going to be their last hit. So I don't blame them. I mean, can you blame them for not wanting a long-term deal? I wouldn't be happy playing underneath the tag, but
I don't think he wants to be here unless he's paid on a long-term deal. That's my feeling on Breece. I don't think he wants to be here unless he gets paid on a deal.
Yeah, I agree. I now but to what you just said though, if you non-exclusive him, how do you think that year's going to play out? You'd have to work out a new deal in season, wouldn't you?
But what if no one offers him a contract?
That's a possibility too.
Well, then it's like, well, no one wanted you, Breece. So here you go. Here's 11.3.
Yeah.
Kill it, and someone's going to pay you.
Yeah. I don't know what his market is. I mean, look, I mean, you're getting a sense. I mean, listen, the NFL doesn't value running backs that much, obviously. I mean, Kenneth Walker's the Super Bowl MVP, had a phenomenal year, phenomenal playoff stretch, and he's going to walk probably. They might tag him, but they're probably not. David Montgomery, who was, spearheading one of the best backfields in football the last 3 years. Him and Jahmyr Gibbs, but he was their every down back or the short yardage guy. He just left for a 5th rounder. I mean, the market's not what it is, man. Saquon had left a few years ago. I mean, it's just that teams know what the shelf life is with these guys. The Jets are probably doing their diligence on Breece right now, Jake. What were his injuries? How does this project out? He's still young. He's only 24, I think. So
Muji made it clear they're keeping him, though. That was the sense.
He did. He seemed like he did. That was your question, right?
Yeah, it was part of it because he said, I think it was Kaz who might have asked the first one about like the Breece Hall conversation, where that's at. And then Muji said, we're having talks. We'll use the tag. We can't get something done. And then I followed up and said, do you get the sense he actually wants to be here? Because we keep hearing all this stuff about, Breece doesn't want, and like the body language from Breece, the cryptic posts. I think he's a guy who wants to be paid if he's going to stay, like any athlete would.
Yeah. Yeah. And, from his perspective too, he's probably felt like he's been underutilized here since he's gotten here.
He'd be right.
Yeah, he would be right. How many times? I mean, listen, let's call it a spade. Let's call a spade here. How many times have we given Breece the ball in space to be able to just make things happen, like what the Saints did with Alvin Kamara? We've never been able to do that.
They're also trailing in games. They had a quarterback who couldn't complete a pass start most of the games this past year, and he still had over 1,000 yards when it was all said and done.
Yeah. It's the only thing, with Breece too. Everyone's talking about what Frank Reich does with quarterbacks, which is one thing. I like what he does with running backs. I dove a little bit into some of his zone schemes and what he likes to do on the ground. Frank Reich could help Breece out a lot. Could teach him a little bit about how to read things and see things a little better. That's been always my gripe with Breece Hall is between the tackles. I think his vision gets a little bit of tunnel vision at times. Why? Because he wants to hit those home runs because he knows he can. You got to tempo it out a little bit. It's like, you remember it came up on my feed the other day with Le'Veon Bell talking about how he never ran full speed, like how patient he was. I think Breece has to bring an element of that to his game a little bit. Tempo things out, feel things out, be a little bit more elusive between the tackles. I think Breece wants to get that one cut and go. And listen, if that's who he is as a back, he's still super valuable, by the way. But you can't always run him up the middle then. You got to get him on screens. You got to get him outside the tackles. You got to get him in space. So the Jets just haven't really understood what to do with Breece yet.
Some super chats. Big fella writes in, I'm going to be 54 this year, and on cue, Tanky's superpower of pissing us off is revealed again.
I think he hates big fella hates me the most on your show. Literally, he can't stand me.
He sent you to the holdout one time.
Yeah, he did, and I'm a big fella too. So like, what are we doing here, man? We're fellow big fellas. Come on, we got to stick together, man.
Kyle Clifton writes in, I might not win a round, but the committee thought enough to seed me so high, and now I have AI cartoon likeness that I love. It's more than enough. Also, some might say 54 is young. Not me, but some. I'll tell you what, Kyle. I think your cartoon graphic that Gator made is tremendous.
Yeah, it looks like Looks like the next Steve Jobs movie if it comes out. That's like what it'll look like. Not 54 is young in life, but it's you're getting older as a head coach. These coaches now are like 32 years old, Just saying.
Ted writes in, I'm 60 and I could probably do more push-ups than Mr. Tanky.
I don't know about that. We can test that. We can test that.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you fill out your Asmaniac Madness bracket. You have till Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern before the brackets officially lock. Gator writes in, 400 plus watching 2 midwoods talk about the Jets in March. Smash the like button. He's right. Smash the like button. We're talking all things New York Jets in the month of March. Big couple days coming for the Jets. Tomorrow, franchise tag deadline. 1 week from today, legal tampering gets underway. That is essentially free agency. And then Wednesday, those deals can actually become official. Let's talk free agency before we wrap things up with you, Tanky V. Which free agents would you like to see the Jets strongly pursue 1 week from today?
I want a safety, man. I really am zeroing in on safeties. I want either Cameron Curl or I want Jalen Hawkins. I want one of those two. And by getting one of those two, you take yourself out of the safety market come draft day. So I'm looking at safeties. And then, you got to scour the wide receiver market a little bit. You got to see if there's anybody that makes sense for the Jets at wide receiver. Jake, you got to start filling out the room with players that are going to challenge each other. And you can't just depend on the draft. So for example, at 16, right? Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, and Mailemon are gone. Let's just assume that if they are. Where are you going to get a wide receiver then? 33, you could look at a wide receiver, but, you may want to address another position, linebacker at 33. At 44, you may want to address guard. So I would shy away, to be honest, in free agency from any of the offensive line play there, because I just think they're going to be overvalued, and great offensive linemen are really good ones usually stay on their teams. I don't like paying for offensive linemen in free agency. That's just me. I'd rather look at filling out the need at wide receiver 2 or 3, or 3 if you like AD, taking one of those safeties. That's what I would look at, man. Maybe corner too. I know Reek Woolen's available. I don't know what his market's going to be. You want somebody that's going to change the way that Glenn wants to play defense, maybe show that he has some superpowers. Tyreek Woolen's someone that I really like too. That's a free agent. I think he would fit well with Stevens and whatnot. So, I mean, there's never a perfect answer to free agency. I will say, though, there has been a lot more success with team spending. So
get me a big-time safety, if not 2 of them. Sign me a linebacker, and get me JFM on the defensive line.
You want JFM back?
Yeah, I think he's perfect for the 3-4.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think yeah, you're right. As a 5 technique, he would literally be perfect. Yeah, he would.
All right,
yeah, I would look at, I really want? I want Wan'Dale Robinson, man.
Friend of the show, at least on my radio show.
Really?
Good dude. Yeah, I like Wan'Dale. He had a really good year. I mean, he's perfect
Awesome
for the
year.
slot. He could do more than just the Giants let him this year run real routes that weren't just like check down stuff. Wan'Dale Robinson at the right price would be a decent signing by the Jets.
I couldn't agree more. I could, and Wan'Dale Robinson at the price, whatever he comes in at, he's not going to handcuff you from drafting a receiver if you need to either.
No.
You can come out with 3 or 4 wide. Imagine coming out in a set. You have Garrett Wilson, whomever your wide receiver 2 is, 80 and Wan'Dale or Wan'Dale AD. I mean, teams are playing 4 wide receiver stacks all the time. I do like Wan'Dale a lot. And again, he's just moving across the street. It's not a big deal for him. He might like that. Hey, I don't got to, get up and shift everything.
I know Wan'Dale likes New York. He's out and about doing his thing. Yeah. He's enjoyed his time here. That I know for sure.
Yeah. He's someone that I started looking into him a little bit more. And I always liked him out of Nebraska. So I think he's somebody that he's got value, man. He's got value to a team that needs a real slot receiver. So
NYC to SRQ. This is Cash Money Mike. He says, let's go. I made the tourney. Carlos, you're dead to me. How about our first matchup of the tournament, Mr. Cash Money Mike? You should change your name, by the way, your @ handle to Cash Money Mike, so more people know it's you in the chat. But this is our opening matchup, the play-in round. The winner will have the opportunity to probably get destroyed by Kyle Clifton, but hey, you gotta be in it to win it. Carlos the Barber and Cash Money Mike upsets happen in March, and the tournament gets underway Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, Cash.
Are you gonna with Jake on the bracket, or is that too much to do? Like, are you gonna have like the odds for like the top 10 odds, or is that
the FanDuel odds for Asmaniac Madness?
Yeah.
Well, if the committee wants to make me some odds, I'd be happy to share those on a graphic here.
Who are the favorites right now, do you think, if you're off the top of your head? What do you got?
Well, I think the 1 seed's got to be, you start with the highest seeds, right? I mean,
yeah.
Kyle Clifton, Beast, Gary, Gorman. Start with them. The 2 seeds, Neil, Big Fella, Black Gypsy, Bobby Midnight. Some of the 3s could go on a deep run. Purple Belt Mike, the defending champion, is Mr. Bonesy.
Big Show's a good one there. That's an upset special. The 4 right there.
Big Cho could do some damage as a 4 seed. I could see it.
It's a good tournament, man.
So we will see ultimately how it plays out, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be a tournament unlike any other.
Damn right.
hit the like button if you haven't. All right, you got time for a couple calls, Frankie? You got to run.
Let's go. No, I'm here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, first up is one of the aforementioned 1 seeds in the tournament.
Extraordinary. Extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. It's quite extraordinary. Quite extraordinary. You know women shouldn't vote. Just do laundry and vacuum. Extraordinary.
I'm actually interested now in seeing how many push-ups Ted can do. Some of these old guys have crazy strength. Rep to fail, I could probably, if I did them rep to fail, I could probably do 70, right? But push-ups are my thing. I do like 300 to 400 push-ups a day. I'm interested now in seeing how many Ted can do, right? If he's talking trash, I bet he can back it up, right? Like push-ups is one of those things where if you do them over time, you're not really going to lose it with age. I'm interested. How many push-ups can you do, Frankie? Rep to fail.
Right now, my shoulder's really messed up via the scooter accident I had. But yeah, my shoulder's all screwy. Before the scooter, and I could probably do 55.
That's a lot. 55 is good. So okay, so you regularly do push-ups, yeah?
Yeah, I go to the gym every other day. I just eat a lot. That's my issue. But besides that, I always kind of keep my gym routine in line with the weekly schedule.
Can you come back to me? My wife's calling me. I got to take this. Can you come back to me?
How about Gary listening to his wife?
Right? Was he? Yeah, that's see.
Oh, have the mighty fallen.
Yep.
A women just running Gary's life. Brian J. Glick, Coach Obrick says Frankie could do 3 modified push-ups at best.
No. Come on. I'm a big boy, but I could do my push-ups, man. I do my push-ups.
Ted writes in, I'm in 40 to 50 in 1 set.
We'll once his shoulder recovers, we'll get this on video. We'll see what I could do.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls. This man is in Asmaniac Madness. Jason in Jerusalem's next. Hello, Jason.
Hey, guys. I'm a bit disappointed. I wanted to be in the Kyle Clifton division. I figured with all of my running to the bomb shelter, with me, the question is really inside or outside.
God.
That's a funny one.
How are you doing, Jason? Safe and sound?
Yeah, safe, sound, lack of sleep. And I was wondering I should get my Zach Wilson jersey ready so that everything should be misfired.
Oh, my God. I remember when that tweet went viral last year. Yes, you should.
Yeah. Everybody has a Scott Norwood jersey. I would love if everything went wide right.
Well, you're in the Gorman region.
I'm in the Gorman. I'm facing Big Show there. I mean, that's a
tough one.
That's a big one. That's a tough one. And it is a good caller. And he probably will win because he deserves it. I mean, 4 is a little bit low for him. And, if I was Big Joe, I'd be pissed at that ranking.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. He's a quality caller. You put me up against a top-notch opponent there.
Well, I didn't do anything.
I don't see Gorman going through.
This. All right.
I know. I know.
If anyone's mad, take out all your complaints on the committee, not me. All right. Blame
No,
them.
committee
I'm
did a
not
great
accountable.
job. I mean, I got some great. This one's not going to be won by a 1 or a 2. Gorman and Bobby Midnight are not winning this one. Between Lowski and Purple Belt Mike and Big Cho, I mean, we got some top, upper seeds here, which are not the 1 and 2.
I do think a couple threes have a chance to go on serious runs.
Yeah, this is for some bonus votes here. I get my 9-year-old here.
I love it. You got to play the family card. We saw that work last March.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, listen, at least the Isles. I mean, 3 wins since the Olympics.
Dude, how good is Schaefer? I mean, we've never seen a defenseman at his age do what he's doing right now. It's insane.
Yeah. What did somebody say about the game against Montreal? Dobson had 2 goals when it was still -4 or something like that.
I mean, he might have. Last night was just incredible, and that goal by Anders Lee was the best of his career. You could argue that was incredible.
Oh yeah. I told my son when we were watching highlights that I wasn't going to let him watch overtime, and he got so pissed at me. Then he realized why I told him that. He couldn't believe that after giving up the empty netter that they still won the game in regulation.
I know. Well, they got something going on right now, man. They got a chance. They should be buyers of the deadline.
They should be, but they also have a chance. They have a good coach. The GM's the real deal, and hopefully they won't. They can build sustained success as opposed to just. We're so used to a year or two we do it and then we have to crap out again. I mean, the Trotz years and things like that, and even with Tavares, we had maybe 1 good year overall. So,
I love it.
Hopefully,
I love it, man. Jason, stay safe. All right.
We're trying, buddy. And as for the Jets, if you can get something good out of Kyler and you can trade him before Call of Duty comes out, for the next year, then I'm all for it. Otherwise, stay clear.
Stay clear. That's all fair. When does Call of Duty come out? We should check that.
We should. You want me to check it? Let me check it right now.
Yeah, you
someone in the chat will actually check it. I'm sure. Right?
Someone do the research.
Yeah.
All right, Mr.
How many Call of Duties are there? There's like 20, aren't there?
There's tons.
It's like all. I remember Call of Duty Black Ops. That's the only Call of Duty I remember. Do you remember?
I had Black Ops. Yeah.
That's like the only one. I think I had it too. Yeah.
I'm being told by Sham BTW October or November.
Oh, wow. We'll be out of the playoffs by then anyway, so it's perfect.
By then, Ty Simpson will be getting ready to start. So we'll have that.
By the way, there is smoke with this Jared. I'll leave you with this. There is smoke with this Jared Stidham Jets fire. There's a little.
Okay, so we're gonna trade for Jared Stidham as the backup. He can't be the starter.
No, he can't. No, but
is he competing for the starting job with a veteran?
Yes, but he wants to start, and he's looking at the Jets as maybe his best opportunity to do so, which I mean makes sense. I mean, there's nobody starting right now at quarterback, so I mean, at this point, you're starting with yourself. You're competing with yourself. I mean, so yeah, that'll be interesting to kind of see. But yeah, man, good luck in Pittsburgh. I'm sure we'll obviously be talking before then. I'll be on next week, I'm sure. So yeah,
Frankie V, you're a man's man. Hey, good luck with the shoulder recovery, all right?
Dude. You see this? See, I got a little bulge here, dude. I don't know what's going on with me. It's unbelievable.
Hang in there. You're a hero.
Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie V from U Stadium. Man, I know what Frankie could also need. He could use some therapy, right? The Jets have just done some real damage to his mental health. And if you're like Frankie, if you're like me, you should be checking out Rula. Look, if you're a Jet fan, you already know what stress is like. You already know how being invested in this team is basically a full-time emotional commitment. And look, a lot of people carry that same stress into work, family life, relationships, all of it. We've seen so many people that we know have, issues that all of a sudden benefit when they start getting therapy. The problem is therapy is hard to find a therapist that's affordable. It's too expensive. That's where Rula will come in and help you. They're a healthcare provider group that makes therapy affordable. They work with most major insurance plans. The average copay is about $15 per session, less than a beer. At MetLife with Rula, you get matched with a licensed, vetted therapist who actually fits what you're looking for, and you can book sessions fast, sometimes as soon as the next day. No long waits, no guessing, no nonsense. If you're ready to invest in your mental health the same way you invest in the Jets every week, go to Rula.com/Asman to get started today. That's RULA.com/Asman. Take the first step and control your mental health with Rula. All right, let's get into more of your calls on our program. Ladies and gentlemen, my computer has frozen here, so I can't do anything on StreamYard, which is just a huge pain in the ass. There we go. And let's now get into some of your calls. This man is in Asmaniac Madness. Paul Faz joins us now. Hello, Paul.
I'll call you right back. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Paul? Congrats on making it into the tourney.
Yeah, I got some tough competition though, Chuck Wagon, but it's all good. It's all good. I shall do my best. I think the Asmaniacs know me, and by now I keep it real. I keep it short. I keep it sweet. And I think I make pretty good points for the most part. I haven't never been in the shadow realm, so I guess I've been all right, right?
I think you're an outstanding caller, Paul. Well deserved.
Thank you, brother. And by the way, here's some old school. I don't know if you can see it. Got my old school Nintendo and Sega, baby.
Wow, old school.
Yeah,
right?
That's how old my ass is. I still play like Tetris and Punch Out and shit, from back in the old days. But that's how I grew up. Early '80s BMX and the start of video games when we didn't have cell phones. It was great. Didn't have people pain in the ass all the time.
I'll tell you what. This is why you're one of the greats, Paul.
Thanks. One day, I think it's just a little hard for Gator to come up with something on me yet. I think he's still digging, but maybe one day he'll figure something out.
This tournament creates stars, though, Paul. I mean, you have a chance now.
I doubt it, but you know what?
The One Punch Dave Briga intro was formed after Dave, as a 15 seed, knocked out Beast in round 1 a year ago. That's where these things happen.
Yeah, see, I thought I'd be in that division because of the military background and stuff, but it's all right. I'll play it where I'm at, and chips will fall where they may, brother.
You just gotta go out there and get after it.
Yeah, man, I gotta go, guys. You gotta root for me. You know how it goes. I keep it real. I don't cook, but got a lot of other skills. And
you got a jet take for us, Paul?
Yeah, I'm trying not to get excited again, man, but they are making some pretty decent moves, and there is some future hopes, but we always win the off season. You know how that goes. I was just at a wake yesterday. Unfortunately, my friend's mother passed away, but I saw a bunch of guys growing up I haven't seen in a while that are Jet fans like me. We're shooting the shit, and that's basically what we hit it with, right? We love to win the off season. But I definitely am curious to see how this year pans out. I'm still going to stick with what I said. My most important thing is Muji. We need him to do a really good job and hopefully have a GM in the future that, we can keep and let him make some more decisions and keep our ownership out of it. To me, that's really what I'm looking for right now, and just wait and see the growth. But Muji, we need to be the real deal, man. That's the key to me. And I still want Kirk Cousins. I know that I'm not going to change on that. Time will tell who we get and how good the other players, right? Because, all these other guys we mentioned, they're all going to play, and look, could Murray do something? Yeah. I mean, I think anybody's better than what freaking Fields was. I mean, I can't believe how poorly he was. And I should have known. All my friends are Steeler fans, and they said, dude, good luck. You're not going nowhere with that dude. I mean, so when good organizations like that let people go and don't go out of their way to get them, we should have known better. But
Mike Tomlin benched them when they had a winning record. They were 4-2, and he benched them. That's all I needed to know about Fields.
And that's what I said to my guys. I'm like, I don't get it. And they were like, you don't watch the games. The guy can't complete a pass. And they were right, So I don't see how we could do much worse. But I guess that's why I want Cousins, because he can complete a pass, and I can understand people would wanting Murray because he's young and some of his skills, but yet I don't feel he's motivated. Like I just, maybe he'll wake up because he's getting kicked out and says, I better start taking my career more seriously. But, you can't bank on that, and I think we're going to get a great year out of Breece Hall because it's his it's his contract year basically, right? And I'm sorry, but ever since that first year he came out, and maybe he's not the same after the Achilles, but I hear little rumblings about him through people that I know, and they say the stardom got to him, and then he slacked off on the work ethic. But I think he's going to have a great year this year because he's kind of got no choice if he wants to get paid. But, at least we'll get him for the one more year and see where we go. I mean, right now it's you know what? There's a lot of question marks, but if we really do this right, if we really put the right people in place, there really is no reason we can't turn the season around. I mean, I doubt very highly it's going to happen, but we honestly can. We have a shit ton of draft picks, draft capital, and options. I think if we get the quarterback right and our coaching staff is actually competent this year, in all aspects, I mean, can we at least be competitive and not embarrassing? That's all I ask,
Yeah, we've been asking that for a while.
And dude, you did a frigging awesome job last week. I've been doing crazy work shift hours, so I haven't been able to log on much. But man, I thank you, because I always get to just pop you on whenever I'm in the car or whatever. And my wife's like, Jake Asman, right? Again, yeah. That's all I listen to.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you.
All I do is work or listen to the show, man. So I appreciate you, dude. And we'll talk soon. Go Jets.
Paul, great call. Appreciate that. Thanks to everyone who tuned in to our combine coverage. I'm curious in the chat, if you saw the interviews we did, which one was your favorite? I have now officially dropped all of them on the channel. I think the final count was either 12 or 13. I'll remind people who we had on. We had Rich Eisen, Mike Florio, Jordan Reed, Zach Rosenblatt, Nick Faria, Dan Graziano, Connor Rogers, Trevor Sikkema, Amari Brown, Dane Brugler, Matt Miller, Cody Stutes, and Chris Sims. So you guys let me know which ones you enjoyed. The feedback was great. So that was an awesome week. I think between the Super Bowl week, where we had every Jet that was on the show, Tyrod, Hendon Hooker, Harrison Phillips, A.D. Mitchell, and then we also had Gary V on that week, Mad Dog Russo, Booger McFarland, and now what we had at the Combine. We've had some big names over the last 3 weeks or so on the program. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Raffle at the end of the show. Right now we only have 5 entries, 5 gifted memberships, some super chats qualified as well. We're going to give away a Jets jersey. You pick the player you want. Joe Namath, Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Terrell Revis, Nick Mangold, Keyshawn Johnson. Those are your choices. Enter for your chance to win, and we raffle that baby away at the end of the show. Right now, we get into some of your outstanding calls, because on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is one of our big-time seeds in Asmaniac Madness.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming, he's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
What's up, Asmaniacs? How you guys doing? So let's talk about let's talk about some free agency moves. So we do have $3 billion. So with the $3 billion, we got to use all the ice base. We got to get players with all these muscles. Look how big my muscles are. We need players that fight. We need players that discipline. Do the beast breaker mold, honestly. Do the beast mode. And then is James B on the line? Because I want to get a little matchup with James B.
He's not on the line.
Do you know when me and James B are going to be facing off, Jake?
We don't have the schedule just yet, but stay tuned, Mad Max. You got some time, though, before you're into battle.
I know. We're going to be doing our little... I know. We're going to have a little Kung Fu class. This is what we're going to be doing with James B. This is our little Kung Fu class we're going to be doing. This is what I'm going to be doing to James B. We're going to have a little Kung Fu class.
I think you really intimidated him if he's watching.
True. Let's see. We have a little strategy, We have a little strategy, Jake, to get James B. We gotta market this. We gotta market it out. Give up some of my boys on the show. Get my boys on. We have a little urban minutes. We have our little spring break trip next week, Jake. Next, not this Friday, but next Friday we're gonna be going to our New York School Urban Ministry trip, Jake Asman. So you're gonna be seeing me in the city.
Where are you going?
we're going to be in the best parts of Queens, New York School of Urban Ministry for for our club, the Row Navigators. We're gonna have a spring break trip. So one of these days you're going to see we're gonna have free time.
You're going to the ministry? Is that in Hogwarts? Hogwarts?
No, it's in New York City. It's in the best part. It's in the best part of Queens, Jake.
The best part of Queens?
Yes, sir, Jake.
What's the best part of Queens?
Where we're gonna be going to? We're like the nice part of Queens. We actually have a guest on the show, but
you don't even know where in Queens it is.
Well, someone will tell me. My boy knows.
How is it the best part of Queens if you don't even know where it is?
My boy went, so he went last year. We have a guest on our show. My best friend something. I'm on the Jake Asman show.
Are you scaring people in the gym?
Yeah, do you want to borrow my headphones real quick? If it's fine with you. Do you want to borrow my headphones or? Nah, it's all good. Can you hear my friend brag about the Jake brag about the part of Queens? Because I don't know if you can hear me. Well, yeah, for that. We're gonna be in the nice part of Queens, but we're gonna have a free time at night. We're gonna be in Manhattan. Where's Mr. Bonesy's shoe store located at? Mr. Bonesy's?
Not in Queens.
Where's it located? Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Okay, we're gonna be in Manhattan. We're gonna be one night. One night we're gonna have free time in the city. We're gonna be in Manhattan.
Queens, or are you going to Manhattan?
We're gonna be in Queens, but I'm saying our free time's gonna be in Manhattan. Okay.
Your free time? What is this? An overnight trip?
It's like a week. It's a week, Jake. We'll be calling in from our trip. Don't worry, Jake.
Is it a day trip, or are you staying in a hotel overnight?
We're staying nice nice on the school that's in Queens. We're gonna be staying there for 5 days, Jake.
You're staying in Queens for 5 days.
Yes, sir, Jake. Yes, sir.
I'm very excited to see these calls.
I know you're gonna be seeing my boys on this call. You know.
They seem thrilled with you.
Yeah. Let's see. You're gonna meet them on the Queens trip, Jake. Let's be honest. But have a good shot, Asaniacs.
All right, Mad Max. Thank you for blessing us with your extraordinary presence today.
Sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Max.
What are you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
Thank you for that, Mad Max. What a call. Sam with a super chat. Can we trade most of our late picks for proven vets? So that's where Muji excelled last year. I don't know which vets that would be. A name I'll throw out there is Budda Baker, just given his contract. Signed a 3-year deal for $54 million. $30 million of it was guaranteed. $54 million total contract. Maybe you could get Budda Baker for one of your day 3 picks. Take that contract off the Cardinals' hands as they're trying to kind of reset. I'll throw that name out there. But I don't know who. I didn't think Harrison Phillips was available. I didn't know. So I don't know. But I trust Muji to do due diligence there. I do think that should help him. All right, let's get to more of your calls now, shall we? Southern Jet is up next on today's show. Hello, Rich. Congrats on making it into the tournament.
Hey, thanks. I had to put my food down.
Tough battle for you, though. You got to go up against your guy, Neil, in the opening round.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, he's the best friend I've made on this forum, and got nothing but nice things to say about him. You know, we've shared some of the, when we talked, it's amazing. We've had some of the same good things in life and some of the horrific tragedies in life that are eerily similar. He's just great guy. I mean, it's the way it is, right? But talked to him last night, actually, after the show. So, yeah, I thank you for putting me in. We'll see. We'll see what happens. See if I can get out of the single digits votes. Because I know how respected he is. But
I think you got a shot, Rich. People like you.
Well, I appreciate that. I wish I could. I just want to say one thing. I wish I could call more. And you're the only one who knows. The reason it's tough for me in the afternoon to call is because I have that usual commitment with my grandson. Picking him up off the bus and watching him till my daughter gets home. So I can't make a call with him there. But So I wish I could call more. And I always try to have an interesting question. I just don't call to say hi, how you doing? Do you get stopped on the street yet, Jake? You should be.
Like by listeners, you're saying?
By people saying, "Hey, I've noticed you," or
Yeah, it doesn't happen a ton, but it definitely has happened. It happens way more if I'm at a sporting event. Like if I go to a Knicks game, it could happen there. Obviously, any Jet thing I'm at, it happens all the time. But yeah, it's always cool, man. I love meeting subscribers of the show or anyone who listens to me on ESPN. So it's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I want to have a question, and the comment is, I'm not interested in Murray. And I really don't want to talk too much about that because I have another question. But the Murray thing is, I don't understand why he keeps coming up, because he's not Reich's size type model, and he's low IQ. But the only thing that scares the hell out of me, Jake, is if it's true that Murray is in the mix with the Jets. That almost makes me feel that they're going to draft a Becker and a Aller later, and they're just going to go after the cheapest solution, because somehow Woody gave Glenn a 3-year commitment. Because I don't see Glenn putting his job on the line with Kyler Murray. But the question I want to say is,
Kyler Murray might be the most upside they could get. Maybe like he's at least had a couple of years where you go, that's pretty good. He made the playoffs 1 year. Like he's more accomplished than some of the other names we batted around. Like Jared Stidham was mentioned as an option,
I guess.
We're trading for Tanner McKee or Davis Mills, which won't happen, by the way.
I just want a guy who can process and doesn't take off. I don't want a jackrabbit, but Murray's not running as much anymore, is he?
Not really, because he can't stay healthy. By the way, your guy Drew Aller had a decent combine, it looked like, so that was good.
Well, that's my question I was going to ask you, Jake. It's a question I haven't heard anybody ask before. If you were there and you follow all your peers, because that's your job, you got to assume that we didn't know any of these players. We don't know who they were. We didn't know what kind of year they had. We don't know where they're projected in the draft. We don't know Fernando Mendoza as a superstar. Let's just pretend we had blinders and we don't know anybody who, from a quarterback point of view and a defensive front seven point of view, because that's my two areas of concern, who won the underwear Olympics if you didn't know where these guys were slotted?
Well, Mendoza didn't participate.
So, for the people there.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Simpson threw the ball really well. I thought Aller looked really good. I think if you want to talk about the defensive linemen, I mean, how do you not be impressed?
And linebackers, front seven. Yeah.
Then Sonny Styles, I think, won the combine if you could just pick one player. I think he was incredible. Bailey had a really good combine, too.
Today. I picked him in a mock today, Sonny.
Where, at 2?
I tried to trade down, but I couldn't. Actually, the mock draft let me trade with the Raiders. You believe it?
So did you get Mendoza?
Yeah, sure.
What'd you have to give up?
2, 16, and our first in 2027.
I would do that. I think they would want more.
Yeah, you know what it is? I figured out the thing just goes by the trade table, and if you have more points, then it was. I gave up 1246, and Mendoza was 1,000. So,
yep.
So you can fool those things. But yeah, and the linebacker, edge rushers who won the underwear Olympics.
I think David Bailey had a great underwear Olympics.
So these are all guys we know already. So there's no really.
No, I think there was confirmation. I mean, Bain was in the conversation. Then he had historically short arms. I don't think anyone's touching him in the top 5 now.
So I guess what you're saying is, of the less known stars, Aller was the star of the underwear Olympics. I guess you're saying, right?
Well, I mean, I thought if you want to talk about another like skill position player, Kenyon Sadiq was great with his testing numbers too. He's a freak athlete. But
now he's played wide receiver.
He's a tight end.
What about wide receivers? Anybody
Carnell
come out of
Tate was a
nowhere?
little slow, but I don't know why anyone would expect him to run fast. That's just not how he plays. That's not his game. I mean, look, Jordan Tyson didn't participate because of the medical stuff. So he says he'll be ready at his pro day. Let's see. I mean, he suffered a hamstring injury 2.5 months. I don't love the fact that he's not healthy enough to do anything at the combine, but we'll see.
All right. Well, closing out on this theme, who, of the unknown superstars, who do you have a sleeper in your back pocket that you think you would really like the Jets to grab somewhere in the later rounds?
I continue to like Garrett Nussmeier from what I saw in person. So I would take a chance on him on day 3 if he's there.
Did you see the thing I said on Twitter today? I sent you a list of the 3 quarterbacks that have the Tom Brady high IQ on-field IQ things, and the 3 was Mendoza and Simpson and Nussmeier.
Again, I think they're going to take a swing, Rich, at some point for one of these quarterbacks. I just don't think we know how early. It could be as early as 16, but I still would be a little surprised if they did that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more of your calls to get into. We also have a raffle still to come. The tournament for Asmaniac Madness, it starts officially on Thursday with our playing game. Carlos the Barber, the 16th seed who called in last night, will take on his opponent, Cash Money Mike, who's on the line. Hello, Mike.
Let's go. Let's go. I know it's been a minute since I've been on, but I'm excited to be in the playing game. So thank you very much.
You wouldn't have been in the playing game if you just kept calling more. You would have been. The 16 seeds really came down to good callers who didn't call enough. We wanted to find a way to get him in the tournament was the committee's logic.
I appreciate the committee getting me in. So I'll try to make a better effort next year. Usually when it's off season, I'm kind of off the grid as well. So I'll try to make a better effort as well. I'm always listening to your shows, Jake, whether it's on live right now or sometimes when I catch it late in the evening time when I'm playing golf in my indoor golf simulator. I'm listening to your podcast. So gives me an incentive to listen while I'm playing indoor golf. So but I'm excited to take on Carlos. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure it'll be a good battle and I'm looking forward to it. So hope Carlos has his guns blazing because I know I will.
It's going down, Cash Money. Get ready. Thursday,
down.
10 a.m. You're in the leadoff spot.
All right. I'm in. 10 a.m. I got it.
Cash Money Mike. Man, Cash Money Mike doing his thing. He could learn a thing or two on how to win Asmaniac Madness matchups. He could learn a thing or two from our defending champion.
The only thing worse than the New York Jets is cheap-ass shoes and head coach blues. At least we got Muji and some first-round picks. Jake, my brother, I'm trying to get hype, but this team sucks, and Joe Bones, he needs me to sell new flippers to this fat dumpster fire.
Jake, my brother.
Look at it. Yeah, looking at it. Oh, yeah. The Asmaniac. We really have upgraded the logo, and then the trophy this year, thanks to Mike DeRamo, is just incredible. So I'm pumped.
Hey, listen, man, this is all fun. This is why we do it. I'm gonna already address this loser Fruit Cup in the chat. Oregon Jets. He said all I got is a wife, kids, and props. I mean, this guy, he sits in the woods all day. And he's really threatened that I give bad takes. Let me see a take, Oregon. Come on here and battle me. You fucking want to battle? I'm about to hit my Eminem. You want to battle? Let's beat around the bush. You scared to lick pussy, so you eat around the tush. Fucking gay ass. Listen, man. He can come at me all he wants. If he wants some, I want to hear his great football takes. That's what I need to hear from Oregon Jets. Always gonna come at me. Shut up before I crush you in my wallet. Piece of shit.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway,
Mr. Rosie.
Listen, my big takes is I do not want Kyler. Unfortunately, he's in my Call of Duty clan. He's got the most hours played. So I wouldn't mess with Kyler. I want to throw her the football. I don't want a guy who has to get out of the pocket to make things happen. Like Kyler is a great football player. he's great at getting outside. He's great at making things happen. He's great at backyard football, but he's just, I don't think he's a Frank Reich guy. Frank Reich wants a guy who's going to stand tall in the pocket, go through his progressions, and play the position. And Kyler is not that guy. Kyler threw for 4,000 yards, but he needs to be able to run. He needs to be able to escape the pocket and scramble. So I just really, I don't want Kyler. I would take Red Rifle over him. I guess I heard that you said Kirk Cousins isn't an option. And I guess, he probably burned some bridges with the organization when he pulled all that shit last time.
He still should be an option though. Like I want to find out more info. Like, is that the Jets getting out in front of it because they know he's not interested, or what's the real deal there? Because like, why would Kirk Cousins not be an option? You can make a case he's the best of the actual guys that will just cost you money.
Agreed. And at the same time, I did hear some stuff about Frank Reich and Kirk Cousins both having like religious beliefs similar and having a connection through that. That was, more on the low of information that came out. But I think Frank Reich wants a tall veteran who can go through his progressions, like Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton will give you 300 and then he'll give you 80, but he still could run your offense and you can actually, evaluate the other positions on the team. Like, we do not want to go through a position where it's like a Justin Fields where, oh, wow, he has a little bit of knee trouble and now he can't even play the position. He can't even run our offense anymore. So it's just like, I really want to throw over the football. I can't express that more. I would be upset and I would be out of it if it was Kyler. And, that's all I really got. I saw Oregon commenting in the thing, so he got me laughing, making jokes about me. And look, I'll be about this tournament. He's right in some regards because I did fall off for a couple months, but the Jets, they get to my emotions like inside. Like I literally will function differently when I'm feeling down about the Jets. So sometimes when I don't have the hope, it's easy to pull me in. It doesn't take much, but the last couple months and stuff, I haven't even had that little bit of hope. So, I've been going through a little bit in life and I like to look at positive stuff, and the Jets were giving me negative vibes every day. So I had to concentrate on my 3 kids and my wife and all my props, my dog, like he said. But at the same time, man, I'm still here, baby. I'm an OG and I've been here, and, this is going to be fun as usual. Keeps us entertained. Can't wait to get to free agency. It'll definitely keep us entertained through this, off season. But Jake, you're the man, and I love you, brother.
Bonesy, excellent call. The tournament is happening this week. Thursday, we get it going, and Bonesy's back to make another run at it.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, baby. It's all happening. Mr. Bonesy, a very dangerous number 3 seed in the region that features Black Gypsy as the 2 and our next caller as the number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Sorry about that, Jake. My wife had a little emergency with our son. He was at the park, and
I hope everything's okay.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. He's a special need one. He gets so high, and then he gets scared, and he doesn't want to come down because he's scared of the heights, which I used to be scared of heights too, so I get it. So I had to – the park's just around the corner. I had to go get him and bring him back. It's all good. It's all good. But I had a couple of things. First, Breece Hall. Can we do something creative? Like, instead of giving him 4 years, which I guess they don't want to do, can we give him like 13 and a half, like 27 million for 2 years? Like, to overpay him for 2 years and then say, look, you're still going to be young in 2 years. You can go get money again. You can get 2 contracts and the salary cap will be higher 2 years from now. Could they do something like that?
You could. I don't think it's 4 or 2 though. It feels like 3 is the sweet spot for these type of extensions.
Do they want to go 3? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they have the money now to pay him.
Yeah, but 2 is probably all that's guaranteed typically, right? Football contracts, like the only thing that matters is the guarantees and when they're where they're slotted.
Because I don't, like you said, we don't really have any good players. Breece is one of our only good players. I don't want to lose him. Although I don't.
Because then you got to replace him, and it's like, who are you signing? Kenneth Walker's coming to the Jets. I doubt that. Travis Etienne. Like, again, just keep Breece.
It's easier to keep your own player than to go sign someone else. I'm with you. And Breece is really good. There was a lot of anti-Breece sentiment, not from you, but from the general community. I really don't understand it. Like, Breece Hall is a damn good player, really good player. 3-down back who's catch the ball out of the backfield. Like, I don't know, like what do we not like about Breece? He used to kill my Longhorns too at Iowa State. Like him, the other thing I want to talk about, I have two other things. First, I'll do Aaron Glenn. This thing with him sleeping, you guys are underplaying this. You guys are slow playing. That's a very big deal. Jake, if you were at ESPN and you were doing a shift and you fell asleep on the mic, they'd fire you, wouldn't they?
No, I mean, Sweeney Murdy put Mike Francesa to sleep. They didn't fire him.
That's right, but that's a fell asleep. Denies it to this day, but yeah, okay. All right. Mike Francesa's got a 20-year, 30-year history with WFAN. I'm thinking if a newbie
I don't think it's the same thing though. Like if you're on air, you're on. Like that'd be like Aaron Glenn falling asleep in the middle of a game. Like the combine is not a game, you know?
But they paid for you to be there. They want you to be there and you're falling asleep. You're like it's not only.
I mean, there are coaches that don't even go to it though. Remember, Saleh didn't even go.
But they had him go there. That means they want him there. If
they had
want
him there,
I need to be awake.
You have to be awake for the interviews when you're talking. Like, does he need to be awake? Again, I can't believe I'm the Glenn defender.
I can't believe. To me, like I hate lazy people. Like I hate laziness, right? And this is a sign to me. You're sleeping on the job, bro.
It's not. Look, I don't want to defend it. This is not a good look. I just don't think it's as big of a deal as everyone is making it out to be. It's a big deal because it's LOL Jets, and Aaron Glenn was one of the worst first-year coaches we've seen the last 25 years. So that's why it's a big deal. But this particular thing that happened, I think in the grand scheme of things, it actually doesn't matter because David Bailey's 40-yard dash time, Aaron Glenn could just see what it was. He doesn't need to be watching it.
Right. If it was Sean McVay or something of that stature, like nobody would really care, right? Like it's the Jets, it's Glenn, so it is a bigger deal. But they're like, you have to know that. And it's the same thing. It's an omen. It's a sign. Like when he's dancing like an idiot on the sidelines in the Buccaneers game. These are signs. Like act like a professional, bro. Falling asleep on the job is not professional.
Again, it's a bad look, but does this, like, my opinion on Aaron Glenn was not going to dramatically change one way or another this week, you know?
You know what I just saw? The Villanova play when Chris Jenkins hit the 3 at the buzzer against North Carolina.
Yeah.
And did you see Jay Wright's reaction?
He didn't have a reaction.
Stone face. The coldest thing I ever saw in my life. Larry Bird's reaction when Reggie Miller hit the 3 against the Bulls, right? Stone faced. That's how I want my coach. Not dancing like an idiot and definitely not sleeping. That's how I want. Your boy Brunson was on the court too. I just realized that Brunson was on the court.
Do you want him? Do you want him to dance and show emotion, or to be asleep?
No, I want him to be like Jay Wright. I want him to be like Jay Wright or Larry Bird, awake but stoic. That's what I would like from a head coach who I'm paying millions of dollars to do that job. That's
what if I were to tell you that Aaron Glenn dozing off for 10 seconds, that's how he gets like 8 hours worth of sleep. He has superpowers in that ability.
Then do it on your own time, not on company time at the combine.
Yeah, but it was just quick 10 seconds for him to be locked in for the rest of the night.
I can't believe that you're defending Glenn and defending this.
I'm a big Aaron Glenn guy. Everyone knows.
Yeah, I know. The last thing I want to talk about was Kyler Murray. Y'all need to stop. I'd rather have Red Rifle. The Red Rifle's equally as Texan as Kyler Murray. No Red Rifle. Okay? Absolutely not. That's come on, stop. Like Red Rifle? No. The reason why Kyler Murray's name keeps popping up is because he's the best quarterback that we can get. That's why his name keeps popping up. Whether you want to take the risk, how Arizona's going to cut him, right? They're going to release him. That's going to happen from all reports. So now it just becomes a money thing. There's no better quarterback that we're getting than Kyler Murray. If you want to roll the dice with someone like the quarterback in Tanner McKee, okay. But from a proven commodity, who's the best quarterback out there that we can realistically get? It's Kyler Murray. It's not even close. Don't tell me Derek Carr. Don't tell me Red Rifle. Kyler Murray clears these guys. He's levels ahead of these guys. That's why his name keeps coming up. So Kyler Murray it is.
Again, Kyler Murray for nothing. and someone else being added to compete for the job, I could accept that. Kyler Murray and you're the guy, no chance.
Is there a guy, Malik Willis? Is that like? I mean,
I don't think they're going to be able to get Malik Willis. I think if the money is close, if the Jets are in, he's going to go to a different team over them.
I tend to agree with you at this point. If you have another choice, I think Malik Willis is going to have several choices.
What about Spencer Rattler? That should be the guy you're pounding the table for.
I would, from your lips to God's ears, I don't know that he's available. Do you know that he's available?
I saw his name mentioned among like options for the Jets.
Yeah, but these are like hypotheticals on. Yeah, I mean, is there any credible report that says the Saints are interested in dealing him? And is there any?
I believe Rich Domini mentioned him as an option in his news story yesterday.
I would be 100% on board with that, obviously, because like I said, if we get Spencer Rattler, you know the deal. We win back-to-back Super Bowls. Do you want to?
That will never happen. FR writes in, you're calling a man lazy based on a 10-second clip.
Falling asleep on the job indicates that you might be lazy. That's all I'm saying. That is an indicator. I don't know Aaron Glenn, right? I don't know. He's falling, and then Frankie's saying he's old. He's 54. 54 is not old, especially he's in good physical shape. Like, why is he falling asleep? Come on, like you got to stop with the cope. That is completely if you fell asleep on your job, anybody, I don't care what you do. If you're a police officer and you fall asleep on your job, you're fired. Like you can't fall asleep at work. He fell asleep at work. I don't know why we're saying that this isn't.
Yeah, but there's different elements of work. Again, he didn't fall asleep on the sideline during a game.
I hear you. I hear you. I think this is a very bad sign. I would not hire.
That's a bad sign. How about the 3-14 record and firing 9 of 21 assistants, including both coordinators?
This is like an indicator with all of that. That this is an indicator that you're not capable. You're not competent of this job. This job requires that you be awake. That's what this job requires. Like there's only 32 of these, Jake. That's it. There's probably 100 people who have the qualifications to be a head coach, good coordinators, college. They could get the job. You're blessed to have this job. It's a blessing. This is a highly competitive job, and you're falling asleep. Come on, bro. Like I can't believe like anyone is defending this. Just like dancing like an idiot on the sidelines. Act like a professional, bro. Like there's 32 of these jobs. That's it on all of planet Earth, and there's probably 100 people qualified for these jobs. You're one of them.
I've obtained footage, Gary, of you apparently saving your son on the playground. Is this accurate?
Yeah. I do have a question. This is about right. This is about right. The 7 jersey in the bracket, is that a Joe Johnson jersey or a Kevin Durant jersey?
You're gonna have to ask Gator, who created the image.
Okay, I would like to know if that's a Joe Johnson. I'd prefer it to be a Joe Johnson jersey because he didn't demand a trade twice. So I'm just wondering if that's Joe Johnson or Kevin Durant.
Also, Gary, before we let you run, your thoughts on Mad Max, his punching during his call.
It's a step in the right direction. It was better than remember the first time we tried to do a lesson? It's better than that. So I don't like to judge a man on where he's at. I like to see where he came from, right? That is a step in the right direction. So next time, tomorrow, just get better and get 1% better every day. So
all right.
That's not good, but it's in the right direction. We're moving the ball in the right direction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 seed in the extraordinary region, Gary 3D Boxing. All right. We're at the 2-hour mark. We still got some people on the line. We got some heavy hitters on the line, and I will get to their calls. So if you're on hold, stay there. But I need a quick break. I'm going to begin the process of counting the raffle names. But we got to get caught up on the super chats because I've been waiting way too long to acknowledge my guy, Marine Jet Vet, who sent in a 5-spot of channel memberships to this great community.
Jets.
Thank you, Marine. How about Derek the Jet fan, who's in Asmaniac Madness? Let's go. He's in for one.
Jets.
Thank you very much, Ty Simpson. All right, quick break. We come back. Last couple calls, end a raffle. So this is truly one of your last chances to win. Back right after these short words. Enjoy.
The Jets regroup for one last chance to tie the game. In 3 minutes, they move the ball to the 3-yard line of the Dolphins.
I'm thinking that they're going to run the ball to Curtis Martin.
Instead, on 3rd and goal and time running out, the New York coaching staff looked deep into their playbook. With the game in the balance, the Jets designate offensive lineman Jumbo Elliott as an eligible receiver.
The play comes in, and Benny comes back to the huddle like he's about to tell us a secret. He says, all right, guys, we're going to Jumbo. And we're all like, the game's on the line, and you're going to throw the ball to Jumbo, but then it's like, brilliant. I think he would be the last thought that the Dolphins or their coaches or the owners or anyone would ever think that we're going to throw the ball to Jumbo.
For good reason. In his 13 years as an NFL offensive lineman, the 6'7", 308-pound John Jumbo Elliott has never even been targeted with a pass in a game.
It was a very quick play. It was a fake handoff to one of us. Like as soon as he would fake it, he would come back up and throw the ball because Jumbo guarantee is going to be open.
When Vinny drops back in play actions, you can't believe it that you seen him throwing it to Jumbo Elliott.
And really, it was all happening in slow motion.
It felt like that ball was in the air forever watching it live in real time.
And he bobbles the ball. We're flipping out like he's gonna drop the ball.
We knew that he could catch the ball, but we always questioned it, because he wasn't the most agile guy. You could see Jumbo's face, and it's like his eyes were crossed, his mouth was wide open, and you could just tell like he was trying to do everything to not drop that ball.
Is he gonna catch this thing, or like what's gonna happen? And he falls on it,
and he cuddles it, without hitting the ground. Did he make that catch? We're looking on the screen. We're looking up, and all of a sudden you see, and the place erupts.
Even though a lot of people had left, it was so loud.
I mean, to this day, it's one of the more iconic moments in the history of the Jets. And really, it's one of the most iconic plays in the history of the NFL and Monday Night Football, with the entire nation watching, this historic comeback.
For anyone who wants to watch the full Don't Call It a Comeback episode on the Jets Monday Night Miracle, you could do so on my Patreon, which, by the way, I'm going to give people till the end of today before I send Gator the up-to-date list of people who are Patreon subscribers, so we put your name in our intro. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get right back to your calls, before the raffle, let me shout out our guy Paul Faz, who just gifted a 5-spot of channel memberships to this outstanding community. Paul, this is for you. Let's go.
It's J-E-T-S, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
Hell yeah. Ooh, hold on. You guys hearing that like static? You guys hear that? Or is that just in my ear? I heard like a robot noise in my ear, but I don't know if the chat is hearing that, or is that just me? So I feel I sound staticky right now. You guys are hearing it. All right. Let me do a quick StreamYard reset. We're having some issues here. Stay on hold. We're going to get your calls and the raffle. I'm going to toss to a commercial. We'll be right back. Hold on. Figure this out because I don't know what the problem is. One moment.
I don't know who came up with this idea, but it's a stroke of genius.
And I'm excited to say 2025 Asmaniac Madness starts right now.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? You get to pick the ones that make the show walk.
Voting is officially underway. This tournament is going to be special, folks. Are you kidding me? 3, 2, 1. Wow! It came down to a vote.
One vote?
It literally was decided over one vote.
It is what it is. We do the best, and it's out of our hands.
I'll put myself up to anybody in support of the Jake Asman show, Jake. Do you disagree with that?
Yeah, I'm ready to compete. I think I'm going to wipe the floor with you. So
51-49. Brigga has retaken the lead. Beastbreaker is in danger of going down in the opening round. Beastbreaker and Dave Brigger lived up to the billing. And the winner with an upset special, moving on, is the 15th seed, Dave Brigger, with the upset of the first round.
Full screen. I haven't done this for a while. How do I look? Do I look slimmer? I'm glad dinner, huh?
Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen, this is what we needed.
I might have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. I ordered my wife a Jake Asman bikini that she might display. Listen, I'm gonna have to pull out some stops.
I'm on YouTube. Mom, meatloaf.
Now, I'm appealing to all the Asmaniacs. If they want Sarah to keep her job here, then they know who to vote for.
And when are you going to sit up straight and stop laying in the bed like a sassy assassin?
I got woken up very early today. The police were here. They were looking for this guy, Alan Vitor. He's been missing. He's been ducking me. Call in or concede.
Need that damn chicken soup, Charles. Tell Mama Gorman I love her and I need it, Charles. Dave, just your shit.
It's all gonna be respectful, but Dave, I'm coming for your fucking ass, bro.
If you don't beat me, a retired guy, I don't know what to tell you. So
does that mean it's Johnny Depp?
No, that's you and your parrot, man. Repeats everything you say.
He better watch his mouth with the insults.
You're a fucking asshole too. So
fuck you, asshole.
Now, I want to remind people, though, this tournament is all in good fun. No one's winning millions of dollars here. And if you lose your matchup, it doesn't make you less of a listener of the show. Here's an example of what I don't want Asmaniac Madness to become. What happened yesterday between these two morons.
What's more likable than you fucking old self, you piece of shit.
Yourself.
You.
Well, that escalated quickly. Jesus, come on, gentlemen. That is not what this tournament.
Hey. Here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.
All right, we're back. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up if you're on hold. You can, and we should be all right. We'll be able to finish the show. For those who want to watch the full recap of last year's tournament, shout out to the Human Fund and Gator for their work putting a little 15-minute recap. I posted it as a members-only video. So for those new to the show or in the tournament for the first time, you want a little feel on how all of it works, you guys can check it out, and you'll be able to see for yourself. I think I did shout out Paul before the tech issues, but Paul, thank you again for the 5 memberships. We got you down in the raffle. Let me end with some calls because we got some legends on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, first up in this very segment is the Rooster. Hello, Rooster.
How we doing this morning? Quick shout out to Jason in Jerusalem. Be safe. I saw you earlier, and to our troops doing God's work. Be safe, everyone. Mad Max going up to that kid was laugh out loud funny. That kid wanted nothing to do with that dude. That was incredible. It was. I thought that kid was going to turn around and pop him. That was unbelievable.
He wanted to put like his headphones on him, and he was already wearing AirPods.
It was really unbelievable. It was like Mad Max was like, "This is my boy." And that guy had no clue who that fucking guy was. Anyway, 2 football points. Who would you rather have, Jake? AVT or Breece?
It would depend on the contracts for each. I don't think I could just. If you tell me they each get market rate deals, I think I would prefer Breece back.
See, and I look at it differently. I want AVT because when AVT plays, he's our best offensive lineman.
He doesn't play though, so what are you giving him?
But the odds are that he's going to be healthy this year. I mean,
AVT is going to get 2 years and $28 million. I don't know if I want to pay that if I'm the Jets.
I do it in 3 seconds. It would bother me more personally if AVT goes to another team and has a 5, 6, 7 year all-pro career than if Breece leaves. A running back, a dime a dozen. I can't.
We say that, but where's the evidence that it's a dime a dozen in recent Jets history?
It is. The evidence is I saw that kid on Rutgers play for the Bears last year. It was unbelievable. Yes, Saquon Barkley is great, and he went to the Eagles.
Jets never get these guys.
But I don't think Breece is that good. I mean, I don't want to pay Breece $14 million, but we've argued that I'd rather pay.
What don't you think he's that good at? You don't think he's a good player?
I think he's very good. I don't want to pay him $14 million, and I think he's kind of
1 year.
Like, just get him out.
What about 11? I don't think you like Breece at all. I think it's personal.
It's not. I just don't want to spend $14 million right now on a running back. I'd rather draft like we drafted Breece in round 2, another one. Spend my money on AVT. He's a superstar captain. leader. They didn't even give Breece MVP last year. Why? It matters, Jake. It matters.
Well, what if he's at 11.3 million on the transition tag? Does the 3 million change your mind?
No problem. I don't.
Well,
He's not going to be happy. No problem. But
also, there's a path where both of them are back. By the way, I don't know. Like you're positioning this as one or the other. I don't think.
I didn't say that. I didn't. I said if I just gave you. I hope they're. I mean, if they're both back, great. I'd rather trade Breece. You know my feeling on Breece.
You hate him.
I don't hate him. I just rather move on from him. Now, here's one thing.
Yeah, but how are you replacing him?
I'll replace him with my great offensive line, and I'll let you and me run behind it. Okay.
I think you're selling Breece short. He's a good player.
He's
and he also
very
gives
good.
you something in the passing game, which other guys don't. Do you want a Kenneth Walker who does nothing in that department?
No, I don't want to pay a running back this year. Not this year. I don't.
Well, they're going to have to replace him, though. They're going to sign
one in
someone.
round 2. No problem. Like I got Breece.
Who am I taking in round 2?
I don't care. I don't know. That's what
it's not a great running back draft. That's my point to you.
Oh, come on. Our offensive line, no one thought that kid from Rutgers was 7th round. He was unbelievable.
Okay, so if you find me a 7th round running back that could be as good as Isaiah Pacheco or
not Pacheco, what's his name? Kyle Mungai.
Mungai on the again. I don't know what Rutgers running backs are in the draft this year.
That's not fair. Now, at 16, if Jordan Tyson, and I know at 16, I am racing to that platform and slamming that ticket down. Yes, he had some hamstring. The guy's a superstar. Now, remind me with McMillan last year, what were the issues with him a little? Was it that he didn't love football? Was he also injury prone?
No, he's a little slow. That's what people were saying about him.
And he was a superstar. They find reasons to knock these guys down. If Jordan Tyson's at 16 and we come around with Reese and Tyson, Super Bowl party. You're the greatest.
They're going to be the best 5-win team you've ever seen, Rooster.
We'll love it. Aaron and Gary, one more thing. I agree with Gary. I hate to do it with Aaron Glenn. It's just a part of everything. Just a part of everything.
It's not a good look. I'm not trying to say I want my head coach to be seen on live TV dozing off, but I think the way it's being covered, like now people are like, oh, Glenn is a bad coach. Like, we already know he was horrific.
No, of course.
This doesn't change anything.
But do we know it wasn't more than 10 seconds? How do we know? Maybe it was 5 minutes.
That's also fair. We don't know how long it actually was because we just saw him on screen for about 10 seconds. Yeah.
But if it was 5 minutes, he'd have been like this. Your head can't stay like this, can it?
He was dozing off. We've been there. You seem like a businessman. Rooster, you never dozed off at the office?
All the time, but I'm not the head coach of the Jets. In fact, I'm going to take a nap after this. Jake, you're the greatest.
Rooster, thank you. I wish Rooster was at the tournament. He was an honorable mention. I know the committee was trying to find a spot. I think he just hasn't called a ton. He really started calling only in the last month or so, but he's a great caller. I hope he goes on a run over the next year like our next caller did, because a year ago, this man was an honorable mention, and now he's not only in the tournament, many think he could do some damage in the tournament.
Adam is cool, although kind of basic. He claims he's too cool, though often quite basic. He makes great jet points, looks a little basic. Adam is cool, too cool, but basic. Some would say generic.
Hey, Jake. How's it going?
Adam, I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
Awesome job with the madness. Thank you to the committee for, as you said, if you're an honorable mention, you put in the work, you can end up being way higher than you would have expected. So keep it up, Rooster. You're on your way. I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be hungry by not making the cut, and they're going to come in. And anybody that is in the bracket, you still got to keep working. Because, I think Chiefs fans in the hole in real life or something.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing him anytime soon. But I'll tell you what, Adam, here you are in a 5-12 battle against Jedaholic. That is a good one right there.
Yeah, and you got me nervous now. 5-12s are a rough matchup. And, Jedaholic's an awesome caller, and I really like Jedaholic. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of Oppo research and make sure I come to play. And I'm sure Jedaholic's going to come to play too.
We're excited to see it. By the way, your hula hoop that I ordered for you should be arriving either today or tomorrow. For those who missed it at the Combine last week, Adam said he would, I don't want to misspeak here. What exactly did you say you would do with said hula hoop?
Well, what I said was I can go and run around a bunch of hula hoops and pretend like I'm at the combine. So Jake is going to put me up to that.
That
so
is
I better
correct.
go and stretch out a little bit.
I'd save it for your matchup day. Just giving you some advice. I think that might be able to put you over the top.
We'll see. I mean, I love the Asmaniac community. I'm going to represent well. May the best Asmaniac win. And I'm just going to worry about the matchup in front of me.
So anyway, you're a real pro's pro.
I learned from the SIG. And by the way, Gary, go become a Hoosiers fan, because if you want the most stoic coach on the sideline that is all business, he's your guy, Gary. So.
Yeah, I mean, I trade my future firstborn for Kurt Signetti, but that's besides the point.
It's wild. I mean, if he was 10 years younger, I think the Jets would literally give him everything. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of teams would.
Yeah, but he made that call a while back. Enough about that. I don't buy the Kyler Murray thing at all. Like, I think this is funny because, like, he's to the points of everyone's making. Like, he's not the Reich build. Like, if he has an input, that is a question. Does he actually have input into this draft? We don't really know. But if he does, I don't think this is the style that would work well for him. So, and
I think Reich has major say in what they're doing at quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. And what Kyler is he's an improved version of what we thought we were going to get out of Justin Fields. So what are we doing here? We're paying like double for a Justin Fields like quarterback that don't think it's going to get us to where we need to be. But I don't know. And then as it relates to Breece, I think Breece has the right approach to it. Just let it all play out. I think we're all really like wringing our hands on like, what are we going to do? Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Like, I kind of feel for Breece because as a fan, I also feel like what are we doing with him? But I could see it both ways. I could also see us like working with the Cardinals, not to get Kyler, but to actually like trade Breece to Arizona. I think that would be a hilarious meme. Like, how many other former Jets running backs want to go play for the Cardinals, right? And this time he gets to play for Mike LaFleur.
You're not wrong. I mean, LaFleur's there. Is Michael Carter still on their team?
That whole running back room can stay together. And they
have another. Who's the other Jet running back they have too?
Zonovan, was it?
Zonovan Knight,
Bam.
right? Bam Knight's there.
Yeah, Bam. Yeah, he had Bam. So look, he'll be with his friends over there. Maybe that'll be a good thing for him. Tag and trade him.
Again, I'm just not going to feel that bad for Breece though. Like, if the Jets tag him, he's either getting $14 million or $11.3 million, which might be more given the running back market he'd make that year anyway on AAV. I get it; he wants more than a 1-year commitment, but I mean, tough. Like, it's in the CBA. Like, the Jets are exercising their contractually agreed to right between the owners and players.
And he's awesome because I would say he's a great player. Got 1,000 yards. And credit to Muji and Glenn for not like packing him up either. Because like to get the 1,000 yards, that is on his resume forever. And I think he deserved every bit of it. He worked very hard for that. And I'm really glad that he achieved it. And that also makes him, an attractive trade asset if we do tag and trade him. Because who else are we going to tag? There really isn't anyone else to tag. So that also makes life a little easier for management. So, I mean, personally, I can kind of go either way. I really love the Breece that we got in the first couple seasons. I just feel bad that he's felt so disenchanted, or he comes across as disenchanted. And I wish that attitude had changed, and because it would have been really nice to keep him around.
Well said. Adam, excellent call.
All right, take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam is too cool. In the tournament, Gator sent me new Asmaniac Madness drops, and that was the first time I played it. Look, I'm a fan of the classics, but I'm open for new drops. More of your calls. Jay Quest is on the line, a man who opted out of being in the tournament because he's afraid. Hello, Jay Quest.
What's up, Jake?
How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Good.
Did you like Thunder Lips pulling a U yesterday?
I didn't see it, actually.
Oh, you didn't see this?
No, I didn't see. You want to show me? Show it.
All right, let's roll the tape, ladies and gentlemen. For those who missed the Asmaniac Madness bracket reveal show, Thunder Lips pulled a J Quest.
Secret message from the Jake Asman Show.
One.
What is it, Dad?
I made the 9th seed of the Jake Asman ASMANIAC tournament!
You finally did something in your life, you loser!
Yeah, that's so funny, dude. Thunder Lips is the man, dude. He's the man. Good shit. If I would have seen like who was in the tournament, I probably wouldn't have opted out.
I messaged you. I told you. I go, you're clearly one of our best 68 callers.
But Jake, I called in like a few weeks ago. We had a little battle. You forgot about that.
Yeah, but the battles are fun. That's what makes the show.
All good. Next year, man. Next year.
Also, where's my credit for defending the head coach who's napping at the combine?
Credit to you, Jake. Good job, dude.
There you go. Good
job. Yeah. With that,
Good job.
yeah, like I kind of was like upset about it at first, but like you're kind of right. Like I'm sure there was other guys like they closed their eyes for 3 seconds there in the combine. It's fucking boring as shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so boring. Again,
but the problem is
it's him.
like,
yes, it shouldn't do it. I'm just saying I'm not like my opinion of Aaron Glenn did not change based on that clip.
Right. But it's also just embarrassing as a Jet fan. You know the national media is gonna run with it. And I saw it live, and I was watching this, and I'm like, holy fuck, that really just happened. Like I thought I was going. And then Nate texted me, and I searched on Twitter. I'm like, holy shit, it's all over the place. My question to you is this: like, where do you think we go quarterback? Like right now, honest question, not draft, free agency. Who do we get? You think?
I think they trade and sign someone. So I'm going to say, let's say they trade for Brissett, and let's say they signed. You know what? I'll say they trade for Jared Stidham and sign Marcus Mariota.
Okay. So at that point, you want to draft a quarterback as well?
I would take a quarterback, just not in round 1.
Okay. So say we get Simpson in the second round, like
I'd be okay with taking Ty Simpson in the second round.
Yeah, I agree. But like I think like we have to fix the defense, right? Like
agreed.
Right. So like I wonder where Woody stands this year coming up. Where let's say Glenn does fix the defense and we're a top 10 defense, but our offense is so-so because we don't have the quarterback, or maybe Ty Simpson comes in late. Doesn't play great. Like I wonder where his leash is on Glenn, for the following year. Like if we win 6 games, but our defense has improved, is that enough to go next year? Like I'm curious. Like,
well, I think there needs to be real improvement to the defense. Like the defense has to be a big reason why they have wins. So Glenn could say, well, look, I took this over, I put it on me, and look what happened. Like the Jets won 7 games twice with Saleh without a quarterback, which allowed him to at least go into year 4, even though he had only though even though he had not a ton of success to that point, like had a losing record through 3 years. I think what Glenn would have to do is he'd have to win probably at least 7 games, and the defense would have to be like a real strength to the team, which I can't imagine them winning 7 games and the defense not being significantly improved, because I just don't see them solving quarterback this offseason.
Yeah, it doesn't help that our schedule's kind of tough. It's not going to help us going into that year.
Oh, the schedule, at least on paper now, is really tough.
We don't know what's going to happen, but it could change. Yeah, that's tough.
100%. Yeah, I mean, right now, how many games did the Jets enter with a better quarterback or head coach in any of these games? That's the problem.
Quarterback, yes. So it's hard to really decide that. But, I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's going to be tough. Do you think, what about Andy Dalton? You're off on him?
I'm not completely off. I don't want to trade anything of note. If you put Dalton in the room with a younger guy with upside, like you traded for Dalton, and you obviously, I think, would have to draft the quarterback at some point. I don't know. Andy Dalton is the starter at age 38 when he hasn't started in years. No way. Andy Dalton and like Jared Stidham having a competition with Ty Simpson in the room. Like you got to give me someone with a real upside in that room. And that's why I would hope they can get Ty in round 2 then.
Yeah. Would you take him with 33 or 44? Like, I mean, obviously you want rather 44, but
I don't know if he makes it to 4. I don't know if he makes it out of round 1 because of the position he plays. If he's there at 33, I would just take him.
Would you trade up into let's say 29th pick's there and he hasn't been taken? Would you trade up into the first round to get the 5th-year option to draft him or no?
Well, then I probably got to trade pick 44 to do that, right? And I don't have a third. I wouldn't do it. No. If Ty's not there, I'm not forcing the pick.
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
J-Quest, we lost your screen there, but good call, man.
All right, later, dude.
By the way, apparently you're upset Rooster's not in the tournament. I've been informed by the committee to remind you, Rooster only had 11 calls a year. That's why he didn't make the cut.
Yeah, but they were good calls, dude. Like, there's some people.
I agree. I think he's an outstanding caller.
Like, you put 5 brows on here. The only thing he's got going for him, he's got a fucking unibrow. That's the only thing he's got going for him. Like, that's the only thing he's got going for him.
What do you mean? He's a good caller.
Rooster's the man, and like he gets the
yes, he is, but so is Fibrows.
Yeah, some of these guys, it's like that movie. Remember Major League? I don't know if you know the movie. They're in it's spring training, and they're all sitting down, and they go, "This guy here is dead," and she's like, "Then cross him off." Dead. That's how I feel like some of these people. I don't even know who they are. It's crazy, dude.
Who don't you know? Like you know who Fibrows is?
Put the fucking bracket up. I don't know.
All right, we'll go through it. All right, here we go. Bracketology with Jay Quest. We'll start with the Clifton region. You know Clifton, you know Rob, you know Alan, you know Castro, you know Craig, you know David T, you know Josh, you know Ricky.
Who's Josh? Who's Josh?
Josh is one of Connor Long's friends. Josh always calls in.
Oh, the young kid. All right.
Yeah, from Brooklyn, and big Nets fan too.
I got you. Okay.
Ricky, Jets Johnny, Lane, you know Jams, Chef Kevin, Hamburger, Neil, Southern Jet. Any issues with anyone who made it there?
No. Okay.
Now the Beast Breaker region. Beast, Pork in the Morning, Thunder Lips. Stop me if you have a problem with any of these names. Adam, Jetaholic, Papa Jet.
Jetaholic, I'm not familiar with. Maybe because I've missed some of his calls. I don't know. I'm not familiar with him.
He just had a kid. He calls in a lot, dressed up wearing like doctor gown stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes, you miss a few shows and that's what happens. You miss it. So I don't know him, but I don't know.
Philly Noodles, Australian Jet fan, Mad Max, James B, Luppy, Johnny Boy.
How many times has James B called in?
I don't have that in front of me.
Okay, so good.
But James B's got an intro playing off the Mad Max intro.
No, the fact that listen, I get it, right? Like they look alike, but like it's all good. Let's not go into this. This is
No, hold on. We got two more regions here. Gary, Jordan, Amanda Madison, Chuck Wagon, Paul, Brigga, Tommy OG, JJ, Lou B, Mr. Bonesy, Michael Levinson, Barbarossa, Jets Jesus, Black Gypsy, Coach Oglick.
How many times has Lou B called? I know like he's done like the go-aways and shit, but how many times has he called in? Not many.
He's called him more than you think in recent months. Plus, he gave the moment. His calls were special when he talked about how he's an expert at 69ing.
Oh, I never saw that one. All right,
you missed that one.
That's why, Jake. I've been out of loop.
So, and then here's the last one. Charles Gorman, Sean, Andrew C. The Dream, V-Man, Genergy, Big Cho.
Who?
Big Cho?
Oh, the Dream. Okay, the Dream. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you know the Dream. King Lowski, Raven, PBM, Jack Straw, Party with Peg and Artie, Charleston Jets Rube, and the Midnight Brothers.
Yeah, I feel like and I like Jack Straw actually. A lot of people don't like his calls. I feel like Roos is a little better, but Jack Straw was good. But Roos is better, dude. I know. I'm a little upset about Roos not making it, dude. He's the man.
Again, look, I think Roos is a great call, but he was firmly being discussed. But it really just came down to, like, I gave you the whole bracket. There were maybe two you took exception with. Like, it's really hard for this committee to do this.
Yeah. Plus, I missed probably a couple of their shows that they were on. I think I got an upset for you, baby. Paul Faz taking down the Chuck Wagon round one, baby.
You think so?
I do. Yeah, I do. Because Paul's an OG, isn't he? Like, he's been around a long time, I think.
Yeah, he's been calling it for years.
Yeah. He's got that good voice, and he's just a legend, bro. So I think Chuck Wagon's going to have problems with him. Chuck Wagon's a great caller, too, though. So.
Also, this is Jetaholic. I don't know if this helps. This is the cartoon image.
I've probably seen him. Yeah, I don't know. Not really.
And this is Jams.
Oh, that dude? Okay.
You know. There you go.
I guess I know. He's a nice dude. He works with the disabled children, I believe.
Yeah, so the olds, I think.
Oh, the olds. Okay. I got Papa Jet going far, baby, and Bonesy's going to repeat as champion.
Jay Quest, I love it, man. You should be in this thing, though. The idea that you're like, oh, I don't think I deserve it.
I didn't know. It's all good, dude. I'll be an outsider this time. Maybe next year I'll join. Okay. Hey, listen, who timed me out yesterday was bullshit. All right.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything. All I said was, and this is maybe you take offense to it. I said last year was a who's who. This year's who's that. And that's all I wrote.
I think that's funny, but I didn't time you out. I don't know who did.
I was joking, but it's all good. All right, Jake, you're the man, dude. Be good, right?
Jay Quest, good call, man. I appreciate you. So again, Jay Quest is complaining about some of the people in the tournament. We went through all 68, and there were two that he was like, I don't know. Also, whoever timed Jay Quest out for that, well done. Do it again. Time him out. We know it bothers him. Michael in the raffle for one. Thank you, Michael. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got names to be counted now. Let me get all the raffle names here. Right now, we're at a decent amount of people for this jersey, which is great. We love that. Let me Let me get all the names here. Put that together for people, and we'll come back and we'll spin the wheel of champions with a man on the road. Beast, what's the status?
Well, you know where we're at? We're in Cicero right now. We just got out of Menards, just waiting for the very slow bus at the moment. It's dragging ass, but let's go right now. As I'm about to do Howard Finkel, as they all say. Now, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I'm not ready yet.
Well, it's
I'll
a
come back
beautiful
to
day. You got it.
All
you
right.
got it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's roll the rope. What rope are you talking about? This whole team looks like it's shot to shit. Who the hell you think you are? I am.
I need to finish counting the names. Mad Max. How far is Mad Max going to go in the tournament? He's a polarizing figure. Some people love Mad Max's calls. Some people don't like that it makes them feel like they're on drugs. I think that's part of the experience. How far will Mad Max go? Again, brackets need to be filled out by Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We got the play-in tournament kicking off with Carlos and Cash Money Mike in the morning and Carl and Leany in the afternoon. We have not heard from Man with a Jets tattoo. Leany was watching yesterday. She super chatted. She's a little under the weather, so she couldn't call in. Fibrows has not called in yet. Jay Graves called in yesterday. We have not heard from Robert C. or Ralphie Rocks, but I know Robert C. has seen the show because I saw he filled out a bracket. Some think that Mad Max, according to Gator, is an AI-generated character, by the way. Interesting. Is he? All right, folks. Are we ready for a Wheel of Champions spin here on our show? We bring on our master of raffle ceremony to get it underway.
I got gas right now.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to spin the 2026 Wheel of Champions. Let's take it away and spin the wheel.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Beast Buffer. Job well done. All right, here we go. Here's everyone who entered during today's show. As always, good luck to all. You're in the weekly raffle series if you don't win the jersey. If you do win the jersey, asmanjake@gmail.com, your name, the player you want the jersey in, the size, and the address, and we'll make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wheel of Champions is being spun. And the winner is... Kyle Clifton. What can't this man do? A #1 overall seed in the tournament, and now a Kyle Clifton jersey of his choosing is coming his way. Ladies and gentlemen, who's got it better than Kyle? Nobody. I know some are saying that might not be the only thing that Kyle wins over the next couple of weeks on this show. Get your brackets filled out, baby. You're picking Clifton to win it all. Who you got? Tournament starts with the play-in on Thursday. Link to fill out your brackets is in the description. I've been posting it, spamming the chat with it. Want people to be a part of it. And again, RSVP to our draft party if you're coming out. Click the Partiful link in the chat. It's easy to do on the phone as well. We're throwing a huge draft party at McFadden's in Pittsburgh. And over the next couple of weeks, you'll hear me announce some of the things we have planned for the party. But it's going to be an absolute blast. And I'm looking forward to taking the show on the road to where the NFL draft is being held in Pittsburgh this year. On that note, I will talk to you guys soon. We will be back this afternoon. Dan Essian is going to be joining me. He's a part of the Badlands Network. I was hanging out with him at the Combine this past week. Get some takeaways from him. You guys are the best. Thanks for being locked and loaded all week to our shows from Indy. And the best for this show is yet to come with Asmaniac Madness finally here. Get your brackets filled out. We'll talk to you in the 4 p.m. hour today. Go Jets, everybody.
So Daniel Jeremiah's top 50 prospects as Aaron Glenn looks on for the Jets.
Christ, superpowers sleeping. Aaron, wake up!
Fernando Mendoza 1. Jeremiah Love, who we'll also see on Saturday here on NFL Network.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets!